The mountain dogs would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling kids!
And your pesky Hanyu. I'm gonna miss
Okay,
Oishi's moist, luscious lips.
2? Not wrong.
As I say, you
That's
say
what
that as I
Goda's
look at my
for.
profile in that picture.
That's right. Woo! A man has entered the cube. Thank you very much. Force 5. Was not expecting that. Alright. Let's get right fucking into it.
Wait, what happened?
Welcome.
Someone has followed the stream.
Force 5.
Oh, hell
Nice,
yeah.
Thank you very much. I don't
No.
see them in the viewer chat.
They're not. No, they're
Hello.
not. They're not in the video chat. They just followed the stream.
Oh, nice, thank you.
They're on Twitch.
He said it's your boy.
Skinny penis.
I'm
Alright.
gonna go one day without hearing that meme.
Alright.
Bad enough I can't go one day without hearing about Face Off.
Take his face off.
Off.
I mean, Khan, I've literally gone
Yeah,
entire years without thinking about the face off, and now
I find that
You just did
extremely
that.
hard to believe.
Is Paxel
Obligatorium Mogus.
Why wouldn't you be thinking about Nicolas Cage's top peak movie of all time?
Because he's also got Willy's Wonderland.
I heard somebody say that's bad, but also it was Red Letter Media and they don't like new things, just so you know.
They also don't like the Star Wars prequels, therefore I must dislike them.
Anyways, hot takes aside, Shion has to say some thanks.
Dab.
I would, but.
God,
it's
why
okay.
does he
I'd be
look
okay
like
with it.
that?
God, well, fucking. Jesus.
Bruh!
Japanese
It looks
man.
fine.
You know, like,
Fucking
Looks like
Shion
Minion.
right here
Original
looks
is
like a
fine.
fucking.
this is like very plain. That's so weird.
He has
think
a
it's
very
fine.
prominent nose.
Also, can I say something? I looked up the fight scene between Akasaka and Okanogi in the anime, and like in the visual novel, Okanogi had a fighting chance. In the anime, he gets his shit rocked the hardest he's ever had.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, it's like
dude.
the
He's
line
like,
that's going in their arm.
he becomes punching bag.
Okanogi punches him, and then Akasaka's like, "Let me show you a real man's punch."
Alright.
Like,
Akane,
there you
good
go.
to go?
also the fight between Oishi and Otaka is fucking amazing in the anime too.
Yes, thank you. Coach? Kasaka-san and Kasai are here. I got him. You freak of
What?
nature.
But I'm not finished eating about maids yet!
Freak of
Continue,
nature.
continue later, Doctor.
Satoshi-kun!
I guess I'll go back to doing it. There really was nobody left to stop her. Shion ran down the hallway at full speed. It was right there. There was a huge window in front of Shion that allowed her to look inside. Shion threw herself at that window. Satoshi was there, lying on the bed. He's sleeping with an IV connected to his arm. There's some wires attached to his forehead and chest to observe his brainwaves. Waves of light displayed on the machine they connected to proved that he was at least still alive. But he might be sleeping very deeply. His face was pale and there was barely any life left in him.
He is alive, right? Satoshi-kun is alive, isn't he?
calm down. Dr. Irie, hurry!
Irie brought a stretcher to load Satoshi onto. Kasai opened it up.
Hurry, put Satoshi-kun on it!
Shion-san, before we take him out of here, there's one thing I want you to promise me. Irie gave Shion a condition. What is he saying now? Shion angrily thought. I'm going to move him onto the stretcher. Oh. Why'd you post a picture of Dragon Quest?
Oh!
Video game Dragon Quest.
Request. Bruh. Oh. Oh, God. Oh, I can't unsee it.
For those of you who do not know, our man, Mr. Denton over here, posted a picture of what appears to be Goku, and I thought he looked like a Dragon Quest character. Because, you know.
It's the
Yeah.
one
I mean,
with
to be fair, he also does.
Yeah.
it's where he has the turban at the very end of the Dragon Ball 1 series.
That. This is the first
Okay,
time
sorry about that. My mom
Dragon
just dropped my
Beast
dog
balls.
in my room because my dog wanted her pickle.
Funniest shit I've ever seen.
Of course, the dog wants the pickle.
I'm going to move
It's
him onto the
quite
stretcher,
silly.
but don't try to wake him up. You understand? I want you to promise me.
Why? Why can't I wake him up?
This is the first thing Shion wanted to do. I want to tell him personally that he was free. But Irie was telling her that she couldn't do that. I know it's hard. I'm going to tell you the truth quickly. Satoshi-kun suffered a serious emotional damage on that day. Fortunately, he's alive, but he can't tell his friends from his enemies, or truth from fiction. He's suffering from a serious delusion of persecution and fear. To escape from that, he would attack anyone. In fact, one of the clinic staff was seriously injured last year, so much that she had to go through facial reconstruction surgery. He would even attack you. Jian finally noticed it. While Satoshi was covered on a blanket in the bed, there were 2 belts over the blanket, holding him down on the bed. And he also had leather straps around his arms. He was restrained to the bed. The belt has some marks on them.
What? Is he ever going to get better?
The silence that followed was cruel. He wanted to tell her that he would be cured, that he was a doctor. He knew he shouldn't say anything irresponsible, and so that's why he couldn't say anything.
What is it? What the heck is it? Are you saying Toshi-kun will never say anything anymore? You will never rub my head ever again? Why? Why?
Shion cried as she pounded on the glass. Stop. If you really care about him, please don't wake him up. That's what he wants to. If you wake him up, he will likely hurt you. He doesn't want you to see him like that either. So please, try to understand.
I...
Shion still slid down the window and hit the floor, crying uncontrollably. She scratched the floor, but the sad reunion and her anger made her claw at the tiles. If Satoshi's smile was there under the floor, Shion would scratch until all of her nails were gone. But Satoshi wasn't under the floor. He was right there. He was sleeping on the bed. He wasn't supposed to be woken up. But there is some good news, too. It's a very small change, but his brainwaves have improved just a little in the past year. Fuck. Yeah. Human bodies are strong. The same can be said about their brains. There have been cases of people who received fatal injuries to their brain, yet recovered completely. Toshi-kun is trying very hard to come back. He's continuing to fight. I won't give up either. I'm doing my best to bring back Satoshi-kun back to our side. And I'll bring Satoshi-kun back to Hinamizawa. The brain is what moves people. The brain is only a part of the body. When it happens to the brain, the person will end up changing. That change hurts the person himself, as well as the people around him. Hurting others hurts that person even more. Irie recalled his parents. The abnormal change in his father. His mother was not able to understand that it was caused by a brain disorder. That was enough. That was sad enough. That was the reason why Irie became a neurologist. Right now there was a young boy before him, and a young girl. The form was a fragment of the sadness from that day. A fragment of that day's regret. After his father's death, Irie learned that he was misunderstood, that it was due to a brain disorder. But it was all too late by then. He regretted not getting into the study of brains 5 years earlier, but it was too late. But now he studied and experienced so much. He achieved things and he had confidence. But he still had regrets about that day. Irie holds his fist tightly and spoke without hiding his tears. I promise! I bet my life on it! I will bring Satoshi-kun back to Hinamizawa. I promise you. Satoshi-kun is trying to come back. Reach out to each other. It will happen. Shion-san! Please trust me and wait. I promise you. I will bring him back to Hinamizawa. Irie vowed from the bottom of his heart. And he realized something. Irie realized that everything he had done was in preparation for this day. The two people in front of him weren't his parents, but he was going to rid himself of his regrets and devote himself to that promise.
Really? Are you sure? Satoshi-kun coming back? Really?
Yes, he is. I bet my life on it. He is coming back to Hinamizawa. So, Shion-san, please wait until that day, and we'll welcome him back together. You think you can wait until that day comes? Can you keep this a secret from Satoko-chan?
Yes. If Satoshi-kun is coming back, I'll do anything. And endure anything.
Please, look over there. Aww. There was something in the corner of that dark room. It was the giant teddy bear that Satoshi had bought that day. He worked so hard and saved a lot of money to buy that for Satoko-chan's birthday. Can you imagine Satoshi-kun leaving without giving it to Satoko-chan? I'm actually kind of curious if this is in the original art. No, it's not. No, you can't, can you? Satoshi-kun will come back to you and Satoko-chan with that teddy bear. Please, just wait until that day comes.
I come visit him, though.
Of course.
I sit next to him and read a book to him. And...
Absolutely. I'm sure he'd like that too. She had started to cry again. Akasaka came in with Tomitake, but he couldn't say anything to her. I'm glad you're safe. Once you call the Bloodhounds, everything will be okay. Well, it won't be that easy. That gunfight earlier destroyed the radio and equipment in the security room. The Mountain Dogs must have cut all communications leading outside the village. The only way to get in touch with Tokyo would be to leave.
If that's the case, we'll have to break through in a car. Mion-san and the others are doing a great job getting some time for us. But they'll be cornered eventually. We have to take Tomitake-san out of the village so he can call the Bloodhounds.
We have a problem. They already cut the phone lines, they must have closed the road to town, too. I was supposed to carry on one high-explosive anti-tank weapon in case a vehicle tries to break through.
What did I say?
An RPG-7, huh? They aren't expecting a tank, so I guess they'll be using high explosives. Even if they don't hit us directly, they might flip a car. They're not easy to deal with.
Let's use the highway, but it would take too much time. We can't take any detours. We're all doing great, but I don't think they'll last until sunset. We have to hurry.
Don't have any time to waste, huh? Gotta take Mr. Tomitake to Okinomiya immediately. Coach, head to a safe place with Satoshi-kun. Let's get out of here quickly. It's only a matter of time before they show up.
Shion's eyes were swollen from crying, but she had calmed down. Satoshi's safety depended on their victory. They had to win for his sake, too. Well, it's a very sad situation. Satoshi was alive and he would be back someday. She understood that, but yet more tears poured from her eyes. This is Yukon.
Yes, everyone. Thank you. We've succeeded over here.
Oh! Takano didn't have enough stamina to walk
Right
around
off
the
the bat.
mountains. She's running out of breath, but even so, she continued to scream at the mountain dogs on the radio. She wasn't using an intercom like the mountain dogs were. She was using the communication unit on the back of the dogs, so he constantly had to listen to her yelling.
I don't mean to interrupt, but she's clearly missing the hat and the cape in this. Can you see if that's in the old sprites as well? Oh, nope, she still has it on. She even has the cape in the Steam. Damn.
Yeah.
She's holding the cap in her hand in the Steam.
Wait, is she?
Okay, one sec.
Hey, let's see the Steam one more time.
God, they kneecapped Takano so fucking hard in the remake one.
Get some to drink.
Wait, you don't like the
Bro,
Steam one?
Come on.
I mean, look at the difference. She's got like a little sweater on under that and everything. It looks great.
I mean,
Turtleneck.
you keep on like skipping the Steam one, so I wasn't sure. Or are you
Okay,
talking about the
okay,
kids
this
or-
this one I don't give a shit about. But like, look at the. It's
Really?
like a
I
weird,
like the
pseudo.
Steam one.
It's like a weird pseudo bunny outfit. It looks great.
It looks like that weird dumb vest that Keiichi wears in the original sprite.
Mm-hmm. It reminds me a little bit of
Okay.
a different character, actually.
Wait, is there a wait, no. Ein Japan is what that wristband says. So it's a mixture of actual German and English.
Doesn't that literally just say one Japan?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Mine would be like a Japan.
Oh, a Japan. I don't know.
But like,
It's good.
didn't she get her funding from like old?
Yeah,
boomers?
she got funding from like nationalist groups, so I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised.
All right.
All right, let's get back to it. Come on.
One is so useless. How can they call themselves a special unit? Whatever happened to the famous mountain dogs, huh?
Takano bit her lower lip and squeezed her left arm with her nails. Her arms had nail marks all over them. She was holding her grandfather's research scrapbook in her left hand. Even Takano didn't know why she was holding it. Maybe she grabbed it unconsciously because she wanted her grandfather to comfort her. The mountain dogs had already suffered devastating damage. They had to walk around in an area they weren't familiar with. They wasted their energy on the multitude of traps that had been set. While they were as tough as they can be, they were getting exhausted.
That was also me. Shit. Major even know any commands other than attack? Itch.
I definitely know
Bone.
Bone's Nightingale one.
Oh, sorry, I was taking a drink. Nightingale 1 to Nightingale 13. Watch out on your left wing it down. You're next.
You've gotta be kidding me. I'm me, damn it.
He panicked. Same thing kept happening. His team members had been going down one at a time, starting from the left to the left flank. And he was next. I mean, the enemy was coming from his 9 o'clock? No. Those demons didn't think normally. On this mountain, being aware of 360 degrees around yourself wasn't enough. Even being cautious of the ground below your feet and sky above your head wasn't enough. Where are they fucking coming from? Those bastards! Come here! Come here! Come the fuck at me! Nightingale 13 held his taser in front of him and looked around timidly. Taser could have been a powerful weapon. It was far more effectively used indoors. On this mountain, it was almost worthless. Nightingale 13 heard a noise behind him from the bush. He thought he saw something, so he fired his taser.
Fire in the taser!
The electrodes flew out into the bush. Did you just imagine it? He felt a tug on his taser. The taser was stuck in the bush and he couldn't rewind it. If it wasn't useless before, it'd certainly become that way. Then he heard a noise behind him again, and this time, he saw someone come at him. His weapon was useless. The newcomer growled at him. Get someone else to- Okay, you're good.
Bitch! Damn you!
This was all it took! Because he was so scared he didn't think. That was exactly what Satoko expected. Satoko was up in the tree, dropped a metal bucket on his head. It landed perfectly!
Oh, what the hell? What is this?
What the hell is this? The bucket had some drawings on it. What were they? They were drawings of strange, unknown creatures. They somehow resembled those strange characters you see on educational TV programs.
These the characters from Yo Bagga Gabba Gabba on my bucket head. Aren't they so cute? You know, with you.
As Rena jumped over from another bush, he hit the bucket with a stick. No, maybe it should be described as a strike instead of a hit. The man flew backwards. Keiichi was ready for him. Since he was in what looked a bit like, that's it. He looked like a batter in a batter's box. He was on one
Not
foot.
there, Domineko, just yet, Orange.
That was the legendary
about
that was the legendary 1 foot swing created by the one world famous baseball player. Destructive force can measure from just one direction. It's a function of both speeds added together. Both Keiichi's strike and the speed of his opponent carried a truly amazing destructive force. Whoa! A home run bunt! With an exhilarating and magnificent sound, the mountain dog flew into the air in the opposite direction.
Oh, you sons of bitches!
Then he rolled down on the ground and stopped. There, Rika awaited him. Some saw they calculated that he would end up here.
Poor thing. Pat, meet.
Rika patted the bucket happily. This comforting moment for Nightingale 13 only lasted for a second. Mion shot her taser at his butt. Nightingale 13 jerked for a moment, then went limp.
Are you okay there?
She's doing.
Yeah,
she's
we're
doing
just doing
I
sound
was just
effects.
getting into the bit.
It's like way more interesting now that it's actually a woman. Because Khan's saying it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. It doesn't matter. Connor can play a guy.
He's
Fuck
just
it.
one of those like anime.
No,
like,
I'm not
boys
saying
with a
that. I'm just
high-pitched
saying that
voice.
she used the female voice for it, therefore it is a woman, officially, canonically.
Tased in the balls hurt.
Yes.
I imagine it would,
You know,
yes.
getting tased anywhere hurts.
It hurts a lot.
Like, the thing
Yeah, but
is,
would it
okay,
hurt more if you were tased in the balls?
Kaneko, the balls is the man's greatest weak spot. A flick could hurt it.
Yeah, if I literally flicked my nuts right now, I would be in big pain.
Oh, it's at that one point in Baki where to defeat his opponent, he drops the opponent's pants and flicks him in the nuts.
That's a thing?
Yeah, it happens in
Yeah.
Baki.
Yeah, Kaneko, here's some lore. So whenever you get hit there, sometimes it doesn't hurt immediately, but it like progressively gets more pain until you fall over.
Ah,
It's like a
yes,
status
ball
effect.
lore.
It's a status.
That-
I don't know why I had a hard time saying status.
Hey, if you want to be a yaoi fangirl, you have to know the lore.
Oh my god.
Anyways.
No.
Anywho, let's get on with it.
Let's get on to it.
Before the copyright gods strike us
Okay.
with the might of Zeus.
Okay, me on voice go. Another one down. Let's tie him up.
Keiichi ran and jumped on him and tied his hands behind his back with wire.
Was great. What a team we are.
Ow.
That was perfect. We shall do combination 7 next. Oh. I want to do 5 again. Oh, you liked that one, didn't you? You might have a hidden talent for using traps on you, son. I'm impressed.
Hanyu and Satoko high-fived. When Keiichi and Rena tied Nightingale 13 up, Rika should have sensed something in the air.
Ding. Feel something coming towards us from that direction. Meep, meep, meep. Or 2. And they're both very scared. Meep-ah.
Rika reported to Mion. He's a bit like a
Beep
radar.
a radar.
Man didn't even care about the guy that they had just knocked out. He was already trying to figure out the next move when looking at Satoko's map and using the info that Rika gave her. Everyone eagerly awaited Mion's next order.
Are you looking at me that way? Haven't had enough fun yet? Yeah. We're just getting warmed up, huh? Shall we continue? Let's get them all!
Yeah! I mean, yeah! Mion was a great leader. She had both leadership skills and tactical ability. More than anything else, she was great at encouraging people's spirits. There are no cowardly soldiers under a brave general. And brave soldiers fight like a million men under Mion's command. Nobody could stop Mion and her club members. The gun, maybe. Both Mion and Okinogi's original estimates were too low. Now Okinogi was thinking something else. Before they started the siege, he likened one of them to a well-trained platoon. That didn't fit anymore. They were on par with an elite armored division. Both soldiers couldn't beat an armored division. What Okinogi had was just a company. Where was the air support? Or bombardment from a warship? Or an artillery base?
And your dumb meme suggestions of Takano actually were required.
Okinogi needed someone to pump the mountain full of holes. If he couldn't have that, he submarined to fire a nuclear weapon. If he couldn't have that, he wanted to retreat.
It's the only way to be sure.
He needs Captain Price. Okinogi no longer doubted it. The enemy commander was a genius. Under a mighty commander, all soldiers became heroes. He wanted to see the face of that commander. Or at least he wanted to know their name. Then Okinogi remembered that demons used to live in Hinamizawa. He also realized the commander had to be a demon.
Nightingale 13 is down.
Phoenix 4 is down. That's me, Skylar.
This is Skylark 10. I can hear the voices of children. I'm surrounded. Help! Help me!
Skylark 10! Fall back! Fall back!
To where? Whoa!
I guess I'll do this one.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
This is Phoenix 9. I found R. I'm following her. I need assistance.
Phoenix 9, where are you? I don't know where you are! Give me your current location.
There is a fog. It's cold. Is this a riverbank?
Phoenix 9, there are no rivers anywhere near us. Calm down. Where are you?
But I can see my dead sister on the... What?
Yo, the sorrow?
Just read it. No bits. Let's continue this.
I read it.
Phoenix 9, Phoenix 9! Answer me! Phoenix 9 is down.
This is impossible! They must be the demons of this mountain. I know, they're all being demoned away! None of us are making it out of here alive tonight!
Stop saying things like that! All unit leaders, conduct a roll call. Give your members some encouragement. Our enemies are not demons. They're just a bunch of damn kids. Show them what we've got.
Damn kids that are kicking your ass.
Who wants to be Phoenix 4?
I hear that. Whose intercom is it coming from? Not mine. It's not coming from mine.
A bear! Whoa!
This is Phoenix 3. Are there wild bears here? This wasn't in the briefing. Phoenix 1, let's fall back. It was approval to use firearms. And they weren't using guns the entire time.
Yeah. Don't be stupid! There are no wild bears around here! It's just them! Don't let them fool you!
This is smarter than the average bear!
Hey, boo boo, I'm shaking this man's throat.
Okay, I thought my impression was okay, but Orange just blew me out of the water with that. Good.
Hey, Yogi.
It's on you.
I've got eyes on the target.
Good eyes on the target, Yogi.
Yo, forget no bits. This is hilarious.
Alright, Hania, go ahead.
Foolish human. Know your sins for stepping onto this sacred ground. Grateful to me, for I am giving you a chance to atone. What's that?
That's pretty good.
Good.
Damn it, she has one of her intercoms! Don't let the enemy fool you!
You're less human. If you can only learn by making mistakes, then I shall teach you.
Listen, Nightingale 1. Where is everybody? Where did you all go? Come in! Come in!
I see a helpless bird getting lost in a forbidden forest. You want to know that badly. You want to know about the world of demons. Say goodbye to the world of humans. Curse your foolishness for not listening, I warn.
Yeah!
Who is that? Nightingale, roll call, roll call!
Yeah! Yeah!
One more down! Who was it? By the way, HQ, I have someone on my left, right? I'm not alone, am I?
You want to hear more painful voices?
Yeah!
What was that? What made that sound?
I've seen someone.
Yeah, go.
I've seen someone jump in front of a train before. It made the exact same sound. That's the sound of a human body being crushed.
No, I don't want to die like that! I don't want to die! I don't want to die! Please, go to the mountain! Please stop! I'm not doing this because I want to. I'm doing this because I get paid for it.
Nightingale 1 to base. This isn't working. Too many unit members are dropping out, and it's almost impossible to get them to fight anymore. We can't maintain the battle line. We're just gonna lose more men.
Calm down, Nightingale 1! The rest of our soldiers are all amateurs in the field! You graduated from that hell! So what are you gonna do? Getting shook up? Calm down and set an example!
Base, there's no response from Nightingale 1. I can't believe it, but he's down. This is impossible. They're demons.
No, damn it! Our enemy isn't even using psychological warfare! Those damn punks are winning against a professional, unconventional warfare unit!
Radios are usually helpful communication tools. But in this case, they backfired. Club members took an intercom from the mountain dog, get knocked out, and used it to corner the other members psychologically. Worked even more effectively because they were in enemy territory and were unfamiliar with the terrain. The best solution would be to make everyone stop using the intercom, but that would give the enemy more chances to attack them individually. Okunogi was growing fearful of the club members, as he still hadn't grasped their true identities. However, Takano still hadn't recognized how serious the situation was. She kept yelling at the mountain dogs to get their act together. Okunogi could tell she was exactly the type of commander who only commanded to attack and let her men die. But Takano's reckless orders were working in a way. While the club members were winning, their area of operation was getting smaller. The club members were trying to lure their enemies into one trap area after another. In other words, they were defeating the Mountain Dogs by allowing them to come into their territory. The Mountain Dogs were about to be annihilated. The curtains were closing on the club members' theater, too. Okanogi realized his enemies were trying to finish this battle in a hurry. The Mountain Dogs fell back. Everything they'd done would be for nothing. He didn't want to, but he had to follow the princess's orders. Okanogi figured he was finally about to get his enemies. Hanyu and Keiichi continued to act over the commandeered radio.
That was great, Hanyu-chan. You sounded like a real god.
You really were awesome, Hanyu. Never thought a normal person could sound like that.
That's because she is a god. Ipa. Keiichi was great too. Scream was incredible. Like someone was strangling a chicken. Choking a chicken.
Oh no.
That was easy for Keiichi-san, no? In our club, he's also known as the Magician of Words.
As long as my opponent is a human being with ears, I can control him.
You should become a voice actor. Bet you'd be famous. Ipa.
Let's let that moment sink in. You hear me? I am Takano, Major Takano. I'm your boss's boss. Listen well. There is no god or demon, only man. And if there is, then you can still fight. Drag God down from its pedestal. Skylark and Nightingale, join up and reorganize your forces. Nix, you join the remainder of Heron. Enemies are near the top of the mountain. Base is probably somewhere by the Forestry Service resource shed. At the top, so of course they could see our movements. Be trying to ambush you. Even if you have to stab each other, make sure you take them out.
I guess I'll do this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Takano, we're trying to capture these kids, but the sound of our ass cheeks keeps alerting the guards. Alright, I had to do it, but I'm gonna be serious now. Major, let us arm ourselves. We need more tasers.
Absolutely not! We finally surrounded them. If we fall back, they'll escape. Almost have our hands around their necks. We just have to squeeze them.
At the same time, Okanogi received another radio call. The reason the line meant his caller didn't want Takano to hear the conversation. Okanogi understood the meaning of that, so he walked away from Takano and answered quietly.
Command vehicle, the Phoenix. Oh, fuck, my bad.
Where'd Mountain Dog go?
Oh, command vehicle Phoenix 1.
Yeah, good point.
Command vehicle to Phoenix 1.
There we go.
There's been an emergency. The research area of the clinic has been attacked. We received the intruder alarm from the entrance area, but it's turned off. But whoever turned it off didn't follow the false alarm procedure. We've been trying to confirm the situation, but there have been no response as of yet. All the security unit members in the basement have gone quiet.
Okanogi understood everything. He had been fooled. He suspected a diversion. He never thought that the heavily armored security unit of the Mountain Dogs could be bested. The things where soldiers can camouflage, and they wouldn't have been fooled. He underestimated them because he thought they were kids. And now he really understood. Here's the reason why no adult has shown up in this battle on this mountain. Yeah.
I get it. Did you let Coco and Tokyo know?
You mean cuckoo?
Cuckoo.
Cuckoo.
Not Coco!
Good old Saya.
I can't believe Okanoki just called them cucks.
When you like me to.
Do it now! Tomitake has escaped! We've closed the escape route, but I guess that's no use! They defeated even the armed security unit within seconds. I don't even think one RPG could stop them.
Should we send for reinforcements to the blockade team?
Fool! If we had any extra men, then the princess would have already sent them in! Actually, you're the only one who isn't doing anything! Get in touch with the blockade team! Tell them to be prepared for a vehicle trying to break through the roadblock!
Roger!
I guess I'll do it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Roger, we'll be ready. Everyone, listen up. I just found that the clinic has been attacked and the hostage has escaped. The enemy is expected to break through the blockade. Orange, you're, like, leaking.
What?
You're echoing.
Like, I can hear my voice through your mic.
I don't know.
Oh, can you?
Whatever. Yeah, I'm talking loud. Okay, so I think that's fixed.
I hear it too now.
I hear that, yeah. That's weird, because when I talk less loud, it picks up.
Move my mic a little further away. There
Okay.
Shout out to the bot that was in the
30
fucking stream chat. I hope you got fucked by the ban I just delivered to you.
The enemy is expected to break through the blockade. Get the RPG ready!
We'll fire them all at once. We have permission to shoot! One of the mountain dogs nodded and opened a narrow case in the trunk of the van. Here's a powerful anti-tank weapon, designated RPG-7. JRPG-7.
Final Fantasy 7?
This is a weapon that many said changed the history of modern warfare. After all this terrifying
that would
weapon...
be a number 10 years later.
After all this
Okay, I'll stop.
terrifying
I'm
weapon,
sorry.
it had a firing range over several hundred meters, capable of burying most tanks in existence. The dawn of this weapon meant that we were now at an age where a lone foot soldier possessed the firepower to destroy a tank, capable of reshaping the history of warfare. That was the RPG-7. Each of the four members had an MP5, the weapon used to destroy the tire on Irie's car. There's no question about that the blockade team was well armed. They waited in the van until the enemy vehicle showed up. Saw a suspicious vehicle, they were planning to stop it by moving into the middle of the road. They intended to destroy that vehicle by firing all at once. They all watched very carefully for suspicious vehicles coming from Hinamizawa. This is the only road that connected Hinamizawa to Okunomiya. It would take more than half a day to get there if they used a different route. Their blockade was where the gravel road changed to a paved road. It was what people called this village the village border. This was their last chance to stop anyone from leaving. Hinamizawa was at a higher elevation from that point. The vehicle would be coming downhill. Probably seeing a barricade, as well as a heavy resistance from the mountain dogs. Wanted to pass this point, the only way would be by force. Start a gunfight, but that would take too much time. If they didn't want to waste any, they should avoid unnecessary conflict. Grumble. My stomach growled, but no one made fun of it. This was understandable, since all the members were getting ready for a battle. Nobody even wanted to laugh. They looked at the clock. It was almost noon. First, they'd be getting hungry. That time they heard a noise coming from the direction of Hinamizawa. Obviously, the car was going very fast. This is 21. So
Here they come.
The van moved to the middle of the road and
yeah, I
stopped
was
there.
20.
Yeah. Some of them hid behind the van, and some hid in bushes on the side of the road. One of the unsuspicious vehicle coming towards them. The car must have been going very fast. This was a straight road. No matter how fast it was going, it couldn't escape. The car happened to belong to Kasai. The shining black paint and the sound of the engine made it clear that this was a very nice car.
Chill.
Wait until the last possible second. You can only fire once. Make sure to get them in one shot.
The RPG fires unguided rockets. Overhitting a quickly moving target is extremely difficult. In this case, however, their target was straight ahead. Higurashi swerved suddenly, it'd flip. If that was the case, it wasn't necessarily to shoot directly at it. Besides, according to what Kasai said, its power can easily flip a car without a direct hit. Even if there was only one chance to fire, the Mountain Dogs were definitely in an advantageous position. Tomitake-san! Suspicious van is blocking the road. Please stay low. Careful! Right at the nose of the van. I know! I've done this before.
And if I take over narration so you don't strain your throat as much?
I just need to get some food real quick. Give me a second. Discuss amongst yourselves.
I can't. My balls are fucking.
These guys getting wiped out.
Yeah, but it's an unguided rocket. There's no chance it'll hit if it actually gets fired well. And if they fire too soon or too late,
They're blocking the road, aren't they?
Yeah, this seems. It feels like they're wasting their shot.
Right. Okay, as I...
Yep, they're gonna waste it.
Come right for us.
Wait, is that an anti-tank rifle? Holy shit, that's a fucking anti-tank rifle!
I mean, they don't have to hit the car. They just have to hit near the car.
Fuck, that's an anti-tank rifle. Oh fuck, that's an anti-tank
rifle! Yeah, there we go.
There we go. Episodes in a row we get to do that joke. Very often.
The Mountain Dogs would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling kids!
And your pesky Hanyu.
And your stupid cock Tomitake.
Hey, it's a habit. It's a habit for Okanogi. It's just so habit that
calling people
I would
cocks.
send you
yeah, I'm just saying his old internet habits backfired horrifically when he tried to talk to somebody over the radio.
After you called Tomitake a cock, and then Kaneko did the Hanyu sound, all I can think of is, man, Hanyu is such a cuck.
Wait,
Yeah.
was
That sounds horrible.
I don't think Takano is Cuckoo. I think. Oh god damn it! Not again! It comes back.
Cuckoo. It's
Cuckoo.
No, it's Cuckoo now. Anyway, I think Cuckoo is actually someone else. It's someone else. It is now. I think Cuckoo is supposed to be someone else in all seriousness. I don't think that's Takano.
No, I think it's just somebody else in Tokyo.
Yeah, as I said, next time we see Cuckoo. Oh god damn it!
It's literally named after the noise it makes.
Cuckoo!
Next time we see Cuckoo, I'm just gonna read the name in the text as Cuckoo as
Cuckoos and
Okanogi.
herons.
Cuckoos, herons, and phoenixes. This is like some kind of like hentai
say
shit.
what you want. Say what you want, but heron sounds cooler.
How did we
Heron.
get into
That's
this
a type
bit?
of bird, you know that, right?
Yeah, I
They're
know.
all birds.
Heron sounds cooler.
Oh, heron sounds like some kind of baldness cure for men.
Sounds like harem. Got him.
I was like, heron sounds cool though. Wait, why are people deafening?
Oh, I deafened because I wanted to listen to the video that was posted because the dialogue's so.
Oh, all right, understandable. My brain blanked. I forgot to check the live general.
Oh, beast.
You know what? I'm gonna do that on purpose now. When we see Cuckoo, I'm just gonna say Cuckoo. I'm just gonna do it.
Wanna do it? More power to you.
Watch in the edit, like when I go to say it, digital like replaces it with a text-to-based speech saying Cuckoo.
No, I'm gonna leave the cuck in. It's too funny.
Cuckoo.
No, it's cuckoo now.
Cuckoo. Cuckoo for cuckoo.
Oh.
People, it's cuck now. We're
No,
rewriting
it's
the story of
Kako for
Higurashi.
Cuckoo Pops. That's what it is.
Hello.
Listen, if
Cuckoo
Ryushi
for
gets to add all he wants, we can add in the fact that this guy's
Don, you can
called
go ahead
Cuckoo.
for a bit. I'm gonna eat.
Yeah.
Alright. Mountain dogs aimed at the vehicle. It's coming right for him!
It's coming right for us! Not yet! Not yet! Wait until it's within 100 meters!
I know! Just range me!
Mountain dogs in the bushes laid in wait, ready to fire. Rocket on the tip glinted eerily like it was waiting for its prey.
100 meters. 150. Prepare to fire!
Soldier put his finger on the trigger of the RPG-7.
Pow!
Whoa! Nagasaka-san, prepare for impact!
100 meters. Fire! Damn.
Happened. And the RPG-7 fire
What happened?
was when one measuring the distance next to the shooter noticed something. Shooter's shoulder had been hit and he was tumbling to the ground.
You're a sniper? Didn't hear anything. So it must have been from over 400 meters away.
Who cares? Fire! Fire! Fire!
Only their regular guns could stop the car now. The other mountain dogs fired all at once. Immediately, they realized something. The car had been hit by a hail of bullets at close range. Any normal car would have been on fire in short order. But there was nothing. This wasn't a normal car. It was Knight Rider!
Nice.
Do it. Of course it isn't. That's the Sonozaki's family's specially made bulletproof limousine. Sai. Spotter picked up the RPG. Let him fire.
Huh? Do you think I'm gonna miss him at this distance?
Dion and Kasai were far beyond that straight road. We're in the enemy's blind spot on the other side of the hill, on top of an abandoned car. Shion was on her knees, checking the mountain dog's movements with a pair of military-grade high-power binoculars.
Oh yeah.
Sai was lying on the top of the car with a sniper rifle in his hands. Okay, Sai be kicking ass. Shion figured this would be where the mountain dogs would place their ambush, so the only way for them to beat the dogs was to snipe at them. Both Shion and Kasai took sniping lessons in the US during the damn conflict. Sai was now aiming at the man who picked up the RPG and was trying to take position with it.
Hurry up! Fire! What?
Again, the RPG wasn't fired and was down on the ground. The two who tried to shoot were both groaning and clutching at their wounds. Were both shot in the shoulder. Wounds wouldn't kill them, but they definitely couldn't fire that rocket.
Why the hell is Kasai not aim shooting to kill?
Car had arrived. Mountain dog screamed and dove out of its way. Kasaka must have been used to driving in this kind of situation. Hit the nose of the van just right and he broke through the blockade. The van was hurled away and spun in a circle.
After them! Let's go! Let's go!
The mountain dogs tried to get back in the van. Shion and Kasai shot at them.
This is a delay between impact and the sound of the gunshot. It's an extra long distance snipe! Must be a veteran sniper!
Also a veteran spotter. They must know exactly where we are. Their aim is just too precise.
Scope on a sniper rifle is one specially made for sniping. Therefore, its field of vision is so narrow that the sniper is unable to see their surroundings well. That's why it's always necessary to pair up with a spotter. Spotter uses powerful binoculars to probe the situation and communicate information to the sniper. Snipers can't do their jobs alone. Potential is unleashed only when the pair is a spotter equally as skilled. Tried to stand up and climb into the van, but the ultra-velocity rifle bullets pinned them down. Bullets ripped through the air, traveling faster than the speed of sound. The noise those bullets created was nothing like the sound from a normal gun. Almost sounded like the Grim Reaper himself swinging down his motherfucking scythe.
Yeah.
The more they could see the mountain dogs, but the dogs couldn't see them. Only those who would actually experience being sniped can understand this true fear.
Yo, Callie spotted!
Callie.
Sorry. Can't even go near the van. Forget about us, just go!
Alright, okay, we'll go after them.
Wait, am I 23 or 22?
That doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
I guess I'm 23 as well.
They're literally interchangeable.
There
I already said line.
was a driver and one mountain dog in the van. Had to leave, otherwise it would be too late. Driver made a snap judgment and slammed on the gas pedal.
Are they after us? Yeah, they're after us. Boy, he drives well. He's catching up in that van. That's worrying. Please fend them off. Yeah, I'll leave it to you.
Waitake opened a window near one of the back seats and leaned right out. Hot air blew into the car. The car was jolting up and down on the bumpy road. He checked the mechanism of his gun calmly. Did it naturally. Though examining his favorite camera. The gun had been taken from one of the security guards in the basement. So the dogs in the van held the same gun in his hands. Weapons were evenly matched. The road was no longer straight. It curved like a snake. There were some bumps and sharp curves which made things in the car fly all over the fucking place. Gunfight in this situation would be extremely difficult. Itake realized he'd run empty in no time if he wasted bullets, so instead of firing recklessly, he carefully waited for the right distance. In doing so, tried to convince his enemy they were still out of range to make them close the gap. On the other hand, the mountain dog couldn't take it any longer. Fired, wasting his bullets on the bumpy road. Those bullets hit the body of Kasai's car, making a nasty metallic noise.
Tomitake-san, it's not safe to lead out like that. Don't worry. Sure that clumsy can't hit me. If he was my student, he would have to start all over. Situation like this, safer to wait and see for a moment. Predict the movements and barrage with that prediction with bullets. Don't try to shoot the target. Try to let the bullets find it. Just like this!
Matake fired for the first time after cautiously waiting for the perfect moment. Those who understood guns would be fascinated with his shooting form. His stance was so firm he didn't lose control, even in the violent burst of shots. There was no unnecessary tension and just enough slack. Despite being in such an anomalous position as leaning out of a car, Matake was shooting very precisely. It was nothing like what the mountain dogs did earlier. Shot at just the right time, so his bullet went where it was supposed to go. It's hard to believe that they even were using the same fucking gun. The metallic sounds echoed themselves and etched themselves into the body of the van, which made the mountain dogs realize just how good Tomitake was. Camera or gun, he always got a shot.
Shit! He's a crazy good shot! He isn't just some office worker in Tokyo. I heard it once before. First Lieutenant Tomitake transformed into the offices was transferred to the offices after an accident, but during his instructor years he taught marksmanship for unconventional warfare units. Huh? What are you saying? Are you saying he's...
Mitake started to aim for the driver's seat to pressure them to give up. Mountain dogs could tell they were in a predicament. Mitake was capable of hitting his targets easily, even on such a bad road. Furthermore, they were in a bulletproof limousine. The mountain dogs were in a regular van. Van which, incidentally, was facing the limousine in pursuit. These shots had just been warning shots. Unless the mountain dogs called off the chase, Tomitake would start shooting at them soon enough. Like Tomitake that. Had no chance of winning.
Phoenix won the pursuit vehicle. But the blockade was broken, though. That's enough. I read the line. Oh, broken through. Orange?
He's muted right now, so I think.
Okay.
Alright,
No
back
problem.
to it.
I already read the line. Don't go too far. Tomitake is the expert sniper. Don't throw away your lives.
What? What do we do? Can we let him go? Roger. This is the pursuit vehicle. Abandoning pursuit. We're falling back.
Looks like they finally gave up. They're slowing down. Whew. After such a gunfight, you're still so calm. I bet you've gone through quite a bit, huh? It's all thanks to my training.
Mitake, having slid back into the car, raised his fist in victory. As easy as going as ever, even after a gunfight. Kasaka felt like he was finally getting to know Tomitake for the first time. Wants to be a bloodhound.
Okay, sure. First Lieutenant Tomitake! Glad you're safe. We're so worried we couldn't get in touch with you.
Mitake was making a call from a telephone booth outside of Okinomiya. The lines around there were on a different network than the ones the mountain dogs had sabotaged. That was why he could make the call. Mitake had called Tokyo immediately. Told Tokyo there were some spies from the mountain dogs within Tokyo's research division, which is how he found out where he was. Also told them he was captured, but that he had escaped. Told them they were fooled by the diversion and that they were on the mountain as they spoke. When he was captured, Major Takano, the ringleader, had hinted at the existence of masterminds she was working for, etc., etc., etc. Explained everything that he had learned thus far.
Please take control of the Erie Institute immediately. They've already fired repeatedly, and there will be a matter of time before the villagers find something out. I urge you to give the commander for the Bloodhounds to take action.
Oka?
Hello, this is Oka from the research division. I'm glad you're safe. The Bloodhounds are always standing by in the air, approximately 30 kilometers south of Hinamizawa. We've been requesting an order to move in, but the higher-ups are stubborn and don't want any problems, so they've been hesitating. But you're safe, and that makes things simple. I'll tell them what you just told me now. I'm sure they'll approve of this operation immediately. The Bloodhounds will arrive within 20 minutes. Hey, we just got rest order from Major Takano, the First Lieutenant... Major Takano and First Lieutenant Okanogi. We also got orders to secure the Irie Institute as well as disarm the Mountain Dogs. All thanks to you. Great job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tomitake
walked out of the telephone.
I can take back over, if you don't mind. Tomitake walked out of the telephone box. Is everything settled? Yeah. The Bloodhounds are moving in. They're already standing by in the air and they should be arrived within 20 minutes. How powerful are they? These Bloodhounds, that is. The Mountain Dogs are a multi-purpose unit, largely deployed to preserve Sakika secrecy. The Bloodhounds are elite units specially trained to do battle. Both their skills and their equipment are far superior. Things will be taken care of very quickly. Akasaka looked at his watch. It's about 12:30. The Bloodhounds would arrive in about 20 minutes. Akasaka remembered how hungry he was. It was lunchtime already. He was brave enough. He had headed to a noodle shop, and by the time he was done, everything would have ended. For the Mountain Dogs who fought well into the last possible moment, it was ending rather too soon. They were in an area where rice fields and residential areas mix. It was the border of Okinomiya. The sun was covered by a thin layer of silver clouds, and a cool breeze was blowing. It looked like it might even rain a little. The two of them couldn't even remember how many times their lives were threatened that day. They wanted nothing more than to let the rain soak their bodies. After a while, Akasaka spoke. So what do you think, Tomitake-san? What do you mean? I think I'll go back to Hinamizawa. I'm still fighting. Yeah, that's true. But are you sure? We are safe here. Ika-chan is waiting for me. I haven't kept my promise yet. Okay, then let's go back. I have something to take care of too. Think of going back anyways. Agasaka-san, have you been on a helicopter before? I have a permit for one.
Yeah.
I watched the breeze blowing over the rice fields for a while, then returned to the bullet-ridden car. The car started up quickly and they drove back the way it came. It was only noon. There's still plenty of time before the Watanagashi festival began. Clouds covered the sky, and it suddenly grew cool. It was going to rain a bit, according to Okinogi's intuition. He already knew their enemy had broken through the blockade, but he hadn't told Takano about it. By then, it really didn't make any difference if she knew or not. And also, he also wanted to reach the top of the mountain. Okinogi was only thinking about one thing. Thinking about the enemy commander who made the day so horrible for him. He just couldn't accept his defeat until he saw the enemy's commander face to face. The battle was already lost. They just had a princess who didn't think they had yet. The rest of the mountain dogs fall into the traps and ambushes. Okinogi had ordered all units kept his own to fall back from the front line into the vehicles. The only ones left to go on were the very determined princess, Okinogi himself, and a handful of exhausted members of the mountain dogs who could barely walk. What a thrill. The darkness... Oh. The slopes became a little more gentle. Okinogi and his companions finally arrived at the storage shack at the forestry service. The club members were already aware the mountain dogs had been lost. The club members were already aware the mountain dogs had been almost and totally annihilated. But the numbers and strength of the dogs had fallen far below that of the club members. Therefore, when Okinogi saw his opponents lined up to welcome them, he wasn't surprised. It was all the kids who had driven the mountain dogs to destruction earlier that day. They also fought with everything they had. Though they overwhelmed us from start to finish, they had used up all their stamina, and were on their last legs as well. Still, their willpower kept them standing. A will born of the victor's honor, which God granted only to the winners.
There. She is. Or, Okinogi, capture her!
Major, how can you say that to us under these circumstances?
What? Are you disobeying my order?
Oh no! I have no intention of doing that.
Okinogi removed his communication unit, his taser, and all the heavy equipment he had been carrying. Then he unbuttoned his shirt, told him to stay put as he stepped forward. He strode forward about half the distance towards the club members.
I am Okinogi, also known as Phoenix One of the Mountain Dogs. I'm here to pay my respects to your leader. May I have their name?
The club members looked at each other. One of them was a girl taller than the others. She couldn't be that old, but her hawk-like eyes were as sharp as a veteran soldier's. Okinogi didn't know her circumstances, but only those whose lives were threatened on a daily basis had eyes like that.
I'm the leader of this club. My name is Mion Sonozaki.
The girl stepped forward.
How old are you exactly? No, your age doesn't matter. From the turmoil at the police station this morning to the battle on the mountain, were you responsible for it all?
The girl didn't answer, but her silence confirmed it more strongly than anything she could have said.
You've won this battle. Our princess is the only one who can't understand that. There's nothing else we can do at this point. Tomitake broke through the blockade. I'm sure he's already called Tokyo. I don't know when the suppression unit will arrive, but it's just a matter of time, I'm sure. If you want to laugh, go right ahead.
Kanogi, what are you doing? It's the enemy commander. Take her down!
Don't pay any attention to her.
What do you want?
You are a leader, and so am I. You understand, don't you?
Are you coming on to me?
Is he surrendering?
Is he being honorable about this?
I don't trust him. I don't fucking trust him.
I can understand. He was in charge of the whole army. All his men are down. He can't just nod his head and accept defeat.
The defeated general can only requite himself by sacrificing himself, huh?
Fine. What you need to satisfy yourself.
Oh, I don't like how that's worded.
I don't like how that's
Excuse me?
Yeah, Shion? I mean, Mion, fuck. Wait, no, that's still applicable.
I don't know anymore.
No, it's Mishi.
You know what? Fuck it. I don't care who's
Mishi.
the first one.
Mishi,
She's Mion now and the other's Shion. I don't care which is which. We're sticking with that.
Michiko.
No, I'm just gonna call her Mishi. I appreciate
Zendaya is Michi. And LeBron James is Gwangi.
Nishi would be more confusing.
Wait, but they actually did swap, or is this just a joke?
Well, no, yes, they did actually swap at some point.
Keep going!
Anyways, let's keep going.
I appreciate it.
Mion took a stance. Okanogi took a stance too.
I'm taking my stance.
Although Okanogi was nothing like Akasaka, he was still a close combat specialist. Even when there was no way that Mion could defeat him. Takano thought so too. He thought Mion was underestimating Okanogi. But Mion knew. She knew that she was the only one who could put him at ease.
Are you ready? Take this!
Round 1. Fight. Heaven or hell! Okanogi readied, launched sharp from his waist, but Mion deflected it back to the side of her, with her elbow, wrapped his arm around underneath it, wrenching it back behind him and forced it up into a hold. And she twisted his arm even further. Okanogi was certain she was going to snap a bone. It was an excellent technique. She took his arm in one flowing motion. It's because Mion's self-defense techniques weren't spur of the moment. However, she didn't break Okanogi's arm, but instead threw him onto the ground. She didn't deliver the final blow, rather chose to look down on him.
Not bad.
Kanogi, what are you doing? Hurry up and subdue her! Stab her or something!
Shut up! You just shut up and watch!
You cuck!
This is a battle between the leaders of men!
Okanogi got up quickly, took a stance once again, and then swung his arm down. But Mion avoided it effortlessly, and just like she did before, she grabbed his arm and turned it around.
Welcome to the Hall of Judgment.
They were in the
You to
same
rot
position
hell.
as before. Was like what happened then? She didn't break his arm, but threw him onto the ground and looked down on him.
A rotation throw, huh? The way you move, it's not the Yoshin Kan technique, is it? Is that the classy Kobakan one? By the way, when you take your opponent's arm, you can knee him in the face if you want.
I see.
This is the equivalent of a guy who lost in a fighting game giving the winner advice.
Try that next time.
Oh wow, Mion's incredible. They're standing toe-to-toe with their commander.
Kanogi, use your weapons! What do you think you're doing?
Here I come!
I am Cinnamon!
He had a stronger drive this time. He tried to kick right through her from a step and a half away. Yet this time, Mian stepped in to launch her own attack, jumping right towards the foot, trying hard to kick her. Mian kept herself low as she entered close range with Okanogi, shutting out his legs, trying to kick her. So, of course, he went after her head. Okanogi raised his right arm to elbow her in the skull. But this time, Mian rose up, using both hands to keep his arms from swinging down. The flowing motions from earlier, there was simply a contest of strength. His physique was overwhelmingly superior to hers, so she couldn't win that test of strength. But suddenly Mian let go and allowed Okanogi's elbow to come down. And she stepped to the side. It's just another repeater of before. Okanogi's arm was held to his back, and he ended up in the same position. But what came after was different. Okanogi's face lowered as Mian lifted his arm up high, and then she swiftly brought his knee into his face. It's exactly the same technique that Okanogi just told her about earlier. And once again, he was down on the ground.
That's it. You learn quickly, don't you? You know, strategies, tactics, and combat. You already have everything you need to be an effective commander.
I think you're just bad, Okanogi.
You should have been in my
He's getting his shit
position.
stomped by a 14-year-old.
He's just training her. It's like Piccolo.
I think he's trying.
I'm passing my legacy.
I'm
passing my legacy on to you.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I see the dodge joke was already made. I was gonna make it.
You should have been the one to lead those shitty mountain dogs.
Sorry. I never want to be the leader of a shady unit like yours.
Mian scoffed. Okanogi took it with a smile, too. He wasn't trying to be humble, it was just his pure reaction.
Yeah, you're right. You shouldn't waste your talent on Japanese unconventional warfare units. I bet you can lead in the SAS, Delta, Spetsnaz. Whichever you joined, you'd be one of their best. In any case.
SAS? Delta Force? Lame! All of that is just way too boring.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You're right. Then tell me.
Nope, didn't mean to do that.
What kind of folks do you want to be CO for?
I'm not interested in being in charge of any units at all. Being a leader's fine.
A leader? The leader of the British Intelligence Service, huh? That's fitting.
No way. Listen, there's only one club I want to lead. That's the club in our Hinamizawa branch school. I'm not interested in games without penalties. The magician of words, Keiichi Maibara.
That's me!
Girl of all things adorable and cute, Rena Ryugu. Rap Master Satoko, and the charming enticer Rika-chan.
I would not describe her like that.
Please don't call her an enticer.
Charming enticer?
What in the absolute fuck do you mean, charming enticer? She's fucking 9 years old. Jesus Christ! I was raising you. What the fuck?
Last but not
Illegal
least.
to me.
I'm an illegal
Guys!
There you go.
And last but not least, our newcomer, Hanyu Furude. I'll never find anything more fun than playing with them, even if I searched this entire world. It was me, everyone! I was Nikolai Kobayashi this whole fucking time!
I can't believe it.
No wonder we couldn't win. With her as the leader, there was no way we could have won.
I think you're just bad.
Okanogi! Get a hold of yourself!
Takano yelled at him, but Okinogi didn't hear it.
Are we finished the warm-up?
Oh.
This next one's for real. You're going to die.
Okay then.
Be ready for that. You're the only one who's seen my final form.
Come on. I'll give you a fitting end. Something you've been wanting all this time.
Good enough. Here I come!
Round 1. Let's fight.
Round 4.
Okinogi took about 5 steps backward and breathed deep. His body twisted as he gathered all of his spirit into his right fist. Just as he said the next attack would be for real. Putting everything he had into this one final blow. Mia narrowed her eyes, preparing to parry the blow with her side. The sky began to stir. They both felt raindrops on their foreheads.
Here I go! I'm going to kill you! So come get me, okay?
Whenever you're done praying, go right ahead.
That one tense moment was suddenly brought to an end.
Whoa!
He dashed forward from a low position, just like a runner from a starting line. He added a twist from his body into the one blow, as his right arm roared with all of his power. A bolt of lightning punctuated that moment in time, burning the moment into our eyes. In that moment, Mion's stance hadn't changed at all. No, maybe she moved like lightning in the moment it struck. He had to recall the moment burned into our eyes to review the scene. Okinogi had swung with his right fist, with enough power to shatter Mion's bones. So what if 100% of his power was directed back at him in a counterattack? When the lightning struck, Okinogi's body had been flying through the air.
He got hit by lightning!
No, she did a counterattack.
Oh.
It was a legendary technique in
Metaphorical
Japanese martial arts, passed down in judo and aikido. The unblockable air throw.
Air throw!
I think you're just bad,
Holy
Okinogi.
shit, he got hit with the Soul Bad Guy's air throw command.
he did a wild grab.
Wait, are those things like legitimate? I thought they were just like
Soul Bad Guy.
ridiculous.
No, Soul Bad Guy legit has a fucking air grab, wild throw and shit.
It looks as if
Leon
one
just
is
did it to
being
Okinogi.
thrown without his opponent even touching him. A miraculous technique that occurs at lightning speed. Of all the techniques Mion's possessed, it was the most sublime, advanced technique she could administer on the defeated general, Okinogi.
Eon is the god of CQC.
I thought you were trying to do like the Simpsons like comic book guy voice.
The feeling of freedom when flying in the air is more memorable than the impact of hitting the ground, supposedly.
Do that too well.
When Okinogi hit the ground behind Mion, a heavy rain suddenly began to fall.
Jason!
Just as it did, a massive helicopter appeared from the other side of the mountain. The helicopter's rotors stood up in the air and blew away the raindrops like in a tornado. The rotors sounded much like a tornado too. It's the tornado too! It tails his ship from Sonic! A rope uncoiled from the rear of the helicopter and soldiers came sliding down one after another. The onlookers were stunned for a moment before realizing what they were seeing. It was the Bloodhounds.
Woo!
The Bloodhounds that Tomitake had called in. Having realized how bad the situation had become, Okinogi returned to the other members of the Mountain Dogs. Nothing was going their way anymore. The Mountains ran down the slope and disappeared into the woods.
I'm gonna get a red suit and do business. I'll see y'all in the next chapter.
You got beat up by a child.
They dragged Takano.
Oh, sorry.
They dragged Takano with them, who couldn't understand what was going on. A voice I heard from a speaker attached to another helicopter circling around the mountain.
I guess I'll do it, yeah. To all staff of the Irie Institute!
Don't forget to cup your hands for the intercom effect.
Alright. To all staff of the Irie Institute, today at 12:30 p.m., the Institute's independent authority was frozen. It's now under the command of the Bloodhounds. As of this same moment, HQ has ordered complete disarmament of all Irie Institute staff. All mountain dogs are to disarm themselves immediately and gather at the parking lot of the Irie Clinic or at the storage shack at the top of the mountain. Failure to respond accordingly will result in discipline under not only civilian law, but under SDF rules as well. How was that?
Good.
Fine.
A lot of members continue to slide down the rope from the helicopter. Even at a glance, they are very different from the mountain dogs. They are more heavily, and the guns they had were much larger. Such things clearly differentiated the two units.
Does this mean that we have won? I don't know. I've never seen this before. I don't know if we really did.
Satoko and Rika sat down and hugged each other. They both soaked in rain, but they still sat down in the mud. Mian stood solemnly in the rain as the leader of the winning team. The mountain dogs had abandoned the field. They all ran away with their tails between their legs. Keiichi and Rena ran over to Mian. Mian.
Ichon.
It's over.
Yeah, our club activity is over.
Rika-chan is safe. Everyone else is safe. Rika-chan, it's our victory.
You led us this far, Mian. It's all thanks to you. But Mian didn't seem to be listening to Keiichi and Rena. Instead, she mumbled to herself.
Oh, sorry.
Like punishments. Club activities. Be cruel, huh? Fight to decide who's the loser. Means everyone looks down on whoever does lose, right?
We don't look down on anyone. We issue the punishments and that's it.
Yeah. We do the punishment, and that's it. We all enjoy laughing at the loser and then forget about it. That's why I like what we do. We'll laugh, including the one who came in last.
Nobody gets hurt. We all laugh. Then we're done with it.
The Okanogi guy. He couldn't purify his sins. Unless he was defeated by me. I mean, sure, it got pretty serious. We're almost killed, too. It's all over. Right? Game is over. Even though it is, there's no punishment for the mountain dog.
Mian might have realized something when she threw Okanogi. Keiichi didn't think anybody else could understand that. I know what you're trying to say, Mian. Forget about him. It's all over for them anyway.
Yeah. Right. Everything is all over now.
We're all alive. Nobody got seriously hurt. Oh, let's enjoy our happy ending.
That's right! Nobody got hurt. It really is a happy ending. While they haven't yet confirmed Shion and Kasaya's safety, they were correct. This was the happy ending they'd all been fighting for. However, Mian was still thinking. She only understood the reason for that in the moment of the thunder struck. When the flash of lightning disappeared, her understanding vanished as well. All she could remember was that she noticed something very important, and shortly after she completely forgot about it. I feel a great sense of loss. The Bloodhound soon surrounded the club members. At first I thought the club members were their enemies, but when Tomitake appeared, he explained the whole situation. The commander of the Bloodhounds appeared to beg the club members not to say a word about anything, and it was politically sensitive, as it was a politically sensitive incident. It was amusing to see a man like that beg while carrying all those weapons. Of course, they had no intention of talking to anyone about it. Once it had ended, it all felt like a bad dream. If on the following day someone asked them what they had been doing, they might not even remember it. This day was that unrealistic for them. Even if they were asked, they wouldn't say a word. Rika-chan, I'm glad you're safe.
Kasaka! Glad you're safe too. Meep, meep, meep.
It all worked out great, too. Are you alright? Clink has been occupied by the Bloodhounds. The Mountain Dogs are all surrendering, too. Dr. Irie and a boy he was hiding have been put under the Bloodhounds' protection as well.
Coach is safe too, is he? Very glad about that. Hey, boy? I do wonder who that could be.
Uh-oh.
Tomita-san or Okamura-san were injured. Atako. Very happy for you.
Rika's smile made it clear on what she had gone through. Someone can only smile like that after a long and exhausting struggle. Satoko had no idea what that smile meant. How much time would be needed to make her understand? Still, Irie will do something about that. For certain. He will bring Satoko's Nini back home.
That's right, Satoko. You haven't taken your shot today, have you? You can't forget about that. Quite true. Troublesome that I can't forget about the shot even in this situation.
Satoko seemed to have no idea that her medicine was connected to the syndrome. Or if she's already aware, but pretended not to be. Rika vowed to herself that no matter how long it took, she was going to witness with her own eyes the moment her best friend finally parted with her tragic past.
At least I only need to take this shot twice a day. It was 3 times for the previous one.
Satoko also had no idea that Satoshi was involved in the development of her medication. Irie had said that Satoshi, as a specimen, had contributed much to Satoko's treatment. Even while asleep, Satoshi longed to ease the burden on Satoko. This feeling must have influenced Satoko's medicine somehow. Satoko had to inject herself on the stomach. For privacy, she ran to the grove of trees to give herself a shot. There was no danger in her doing so. One after another, the bloodhounds dropped down from the helicopters. Each helicopter must have carried at least 20 to 30 soldiers.
Jesus, those are big-ass helicopters.
There's one helicopter at the top of the mountain and 2 more halfway down the slope. It was reporting down from all of them, leading to an impression that the entire mountain was under the Bloodhound's control. Nobody fired their weapons even once. The Mountain Dogs had no choice but to surrender. It wasn't raining hard at all. The sky should clear up after 20 or 30 minutes. It was the volatile weather typical of early summer. Satoko soon returned, and spoke to her best friend.
I haven't seen Hanyu around. He was here a moment ago. Huh? Hanyu? Hanyu? Where are you?
This is
Well, who's talking at
this
this
is talking
point?
now. This is talking now.
Right. It was stupid of me to think that Tokyo had sent more support. Acting as if they've known their loss for a while now. I was the only one who didn't know. What's going on? Tell me this minute, Okanogi.
This is it. They're the Bloodhounds. Tomitake called them in.
Bloodhounds? Name before. Aren't they similar to the Mountain Dogs? Why aren't you fighting back?
You've got to be kidding. We Mountain Dogs are simply a counterintelligence unit. On the other hand, the Bloodhounds are a real combat battalion. There's no way we can defeat them.
The remaining 3 members looked at me. Oh, that's you. That's still you.
Remaining 3 members looked at me in exhaustion. Why are they here in the first place? Captured Tomitake. They're more spies. Who are they?
Oh, sorry. Is my mic on?
Hey, you're good.
Yeah.
Hey, go ahead.
Okay, good. Sorry.
You're good.
Major, the clinic was attacked earlier. Haven't you heard that First Lieutenant Tomokake escaped?
Makake?
Sorry. Bukake?
I'm sorry. Wait, I didn't get
Major
to the line.
Bukake! Alright.
The other 3 spoke up timidly, but Okanogi signaled him to shut up. Nobody told me this? When did this happen? What's going on, Okanogi? You'd better tell me, you rat-tailed son of a bitch. Wasn't there a blockade easily so that they couldn't escape the village? Aren't even responding to me anymore. Left behind. Only one who didn't know. Being left out. Members looked to Okanogi, waiting for his command. Nobody is waiting for my order. Nobody even cares about my orders.
A commander, there's a radio call from the command vehicle.
The members handed the intercom to Okanogi.
This is Phoenix 1.
Commander, final orders from Cuckoo. Execute Cuckoo.
Cuckoo. Roger that.
I can hear it in your voice. You want to say the other word.
Cuckoo.
Operation Cucko activate. Secure the women.
Order 66.
Execute order, Kako.
Oh my god.
The Bloodhounds have us surrounded. We're being advised to surrender. What should we do?
Command vehicle. No. Ota and Adachi. Good work. You're clear to surrender. Disarm yourselves and follow the orders of the Bloodhounds.
Roger that, Commander.
All units, listen up. The command vehicle has been compromised. The clinic is probably in the enemy's hands as well. We've lost all of our backup as well as equipment. All the teams have been wiped out. I'm sure everyone is disarming themselves. The Mountain Dogs have been completely defeated. And Adachi, stay away from the TVs.
Adachi, stay away from my tube.
Not yet. In touch with Nomura-san in Tokyo. One of you do it. Bloodhounds? So what? So fucking what? She'll send in units who can beat them immediately. Trust me, Aura's still alive. As long as she's alive, we can still activate the off and the final operation. Let's let Nomura know that. Have to restore communications with Tokyo. Really shouldn't have cut the telephone connections. Dumb. But we did, so we'll have to recover the command vehicle. We'll get in touch with Tokyo on the radio. Fortunately, the men in the command vehicle surrendered without resistance, so I'm sure the Bloodhound's guard is down now. Of course, Okanogi, you and the other 3 will be enough. It's still the 19th of June. We can still finish this. We can still finish. The operation starts on the 21st? Or is it supposed to be the 22nd? I can't remember. We still have time! Have to manage. We'll manage, Okanogi. We'll recover the command vehicle immediately. Why can't you follow my orders? I'm a major. I'm your superior. Why are you listening to Okanogi but not me?
It's almost like I'm their leader or something.
It's almost like you're batshit insane, Major.
You're batshit insane!
It's over, Day at the Hiker. Didn't you hear what the helicopter said earlier? We've lost. There is absolutely nothing we can do anymore.
Are you saying, Okanogi? Already giving up? Who saw that R is still alive? Didn't you? What happened today was all because of the rumor that R was dead. That's on you, but she's alive. That means today didn't happen. You can still use the emergency manual. As long as the Queen Carrier is alive, all we have to do is kill her, and then will be 48 hours to execute the manual.
Major, it's far beyond that point already. Tokyo doesn't care about the Queen Carrier or 48 hours after death. Our final operation is a complete failure. Our clients must be running around desperately trying to destroy the evidence. Our job here is done. I commanded the Mountain Dogs for about 10 years. It was a valuable experience. But it's all over today. And Major, your job is over too.
What? You mean my job is over? What are you talking about?
Major, your job was to rear that scrapbook in your hands.
What are you talking about? Didn't expect Okanogi to start talking about my grandfather's scrapbook.
I don't doubt there's a disease called Hinamizawa syndrome. But the whole village is going into a panic 48 hours after the queen dies. No one's ever seen that happen. No one knows if it's even true or not.
Be ridiculous. Look here. It's somewhere in here. Where? I know it's in here. I know it's in here. Studies of other similar parasites and brains that statistics say. Where is it? Oof. Flip through the pages of the scrapbook in a panic. Can't even remember which page I'm looking for. Okanogi slapped the scrapbook aside and it thudded. Landed in a muddy puddle, so it splashed on the ground. Open pages of the scrapbook are face down in the muddy water, already turning color as they soaked up the mud. What are you doing? This is the most important! Crouched down to pick up the scrapbook, Okanogi stepped on it. A splash of muddy water hit me in the face. To witness my scrapbook being stepped on and covered in filth.
Major, I don't really care if it's what's in the scrapbook is true or false. As a matter of fact, nobody does.
What do you mean by that? Tried to get the scrapbook from under Okanogi's foot, but I couldn't pull it out.
The clients in Tokyo merely wanted to see how many people would actually believe what's in the scrapbook. They didn't even care if it was the truth or lies, as long as it was believable. No. They didn't. They just wanted some famous doctors to research the subject and come up with a report full of difficult terminology so they could deceive people. That was your job.
Oh. This isn't a lie. It's a lie. Grandfather and I researched it for so many years. Come on. Move your foot. book is getting soaked through. Trying my best so it's not ruined, but it's no use.
The queen dies and the village must be killed. All you had to do was convince the higher-ups of that crazy little story. Nobody cared about parasites to begin with. They cared if only it could be used for political gain. Clout, if you will. You knew that, didn't you? And at this point, nobody will ever pay attention to any of that nonsense ever again. A lot of people bet on this scrapbook. And they lost. The mountain dogs lost too. That's all there is to it.
This is nonsense! Scrapbook holds the truth. Everything in it is the truth. My grandpa researched it. I researched it. And this is the result. Everyone believed in it. That's why they built such a beautiful research center, isn't it? Isn't it? Believed in it, and that was why Nomura-san got in touch with me. Must be other people who believe in my work. Because all of this is for the future of mankind. Ah! Noki got fed up and kicked me.
Based.
Okanogi's a gamer. He kicks women.
I don't weigh much, so I fell backwards and became soaked in the muddy water. Okanogi walked over and looked down at me.
Fortunately, there's still something the clients in Tokyo are expecting from you. Hey.
One of the mountain dogs handed a gun to Okanogi. Okanogi checked the cylinder and then threw it over to me. What is this?
Major, why don't you use that to shoot yourself right in the head?
Looked at the gun. I'm used to seeing guns, working at the Irie Institute as I do. Was never frightened by guns before. The first time, I feel scared just looking at one.
You know, this happens all the time. Major, please take responsibility as the leader of the defeated force and shoot yourself.
Literally kill yourself!
What are you saying? Nobody has ever told me to die before. Nobody has ever told me to kill myself.
Clearly, you don't own Xbox Live. Oh, if you die, the clients can just blame you for everything. Actually, Tokyo is already preparing to do that.
Don't be ridiculous. Why should I do that? Oh, I'm starting to sob. My body is shaking all over.
Well, you don't have to do it yourself if you don't want to. Maybe that's too much to ask of you right now.
Okanogi pulled his gun out and pointed it at me. Oh, other members, having realized everything will work out if I die, just looked at me coldly.
I'm going to say that I tried to talk to you into surrendering, but you refused. We shot at each other, and I had to kill you. That's the scenario. I gave you the gun so you could kill yourself, rather than being killed by me. It's to show my appreciation for the time we've known each other.
Shit! I don't want it to end like that, no. No. came up with this plan in the first place? You don't want this.
It was your dearest friend, Nomura-san from Tokyo. They had a plan for damage control in case the final operation failed. Nomura-san's code is Go.
Yeah! She is the cuckoo!
and yours is Baby Bird, isn't it? Do you know where cuckoos lay their eggs?
Now you're just unsure.
What?
Cuckoos lay their eggs in other birds' nests. Once they hatch, they kill the young of the original owner by pushing them out of the nest and then take it over.
Is that actually where the word cuck comes from?
It's a bit like the hit game Tekken, if you've never played it. The baby birds on the ground are left helpless, and they usually end up being eaten by mountain dogs.
Yeah, they really thought through this analogy.
Jesus!
I used the money I got from Uncle Koizumi to pay the mountain dogs, thinking I had gained a reliable ally. Always thought, although Okanoki was barbaric, he was very reliable. But nest had been taken over.
Major? You never had any allies to begin with. All you had to do was exactly what the clients in Tokyo wanted you to do. But now it's over. Now you need to exit the stage. Take it. It's your precious scrapbook. Hold that in your left hand and pick up the gun with your right.
Scrapbook was finally returned to me covered in mud. I held it with both hands and cried. What a joke the entire life of Mio Takano was. Right now, should just go back inside that chain link fence. Shaking hands, hold the ice cold gun.
There's only one bullet in there. Sometimes a bullet can ricochet on the scalp. That's why people usually put the muzzle in their mouths. Come on, hold the gun. Point it like this. And die.
In the hills of the mountain, a single gunshot echoed. With that gunshot, members of the Bloodhounds rushed in. Okanogi and the other men raised their hands in surrender.
Major Takano was with us, but she refused to surrender. She tried shooting at us, so I had to fire a shot to intimidate her.
Oh.
Retriever 7, the leader.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I kind of just. You can go if you want.
Go ahead, just do it.
First Lieutenant Okanogi and 3 other members of the Mountain Dogs. Major Takano is on the run.
Oh shit.
Wait, is it the same guy?
Guy.
Yeah. Her footprints are heading southwest, but the brush is too thick and we can't go any further. Requesting backup. Major Takano is armed. I repeat, Major Takano is armed. Retriever leader to all. Wait, is that the same one?
Oh. Just go.
Retriever leader to all units. Major Takano is on the run. She's armed. Be cautious. Patrol the area and force her out.
I'm running through the mountain, covered in dirt, and still holding the muddy scrapbook. Keep falling because of the mud. Branches and tree roots continue to torment me. I lost one of my shoes, so I decided to get rid of the other one too. This isn't the first time I had to run like this. This isn't the first time I've run barefoot. This isn't the first time I felt such a pain on the soles of my feet. This isn't the first time I've cried like this. Oh.
I repeat. Major Takano, disarm yourself and surrender. You can't escape. The mountain dogs have surrendered. You have no more allies.
The helicopter above my head is calling out my name. Crawled into a hollow tree, held my knees and hid. Last time I ran barefoot like this. A very long time ago. Feet are bloody and swollen and I can no longer walk. I can only cry as I bite the corner of my scrapbook. Sadness and humiliation fight for dominance in my heart. I feel sad, I cry. And I feel humiliated, I scratch myself to calm my anger. I still have the gun in my right hand, one with the single bullet in it. I have to kill myself. Death is the only thing that can bring it all to an end. The only thing. Killing myself is the only way to go back to that day. When I look at the scrapbook in my left hand, assaulted by sadness and fear. I don't want to die. I want to die. I want to die. Don't want to die. Just die. Atone for your actions with your dad. Call the look in Okanoki's eyes. Oh. I know I've committed sins. There's so many sins. Many of them are too many. There are more sins than I can possibly atone for. And will I to die for them? Oh, I don't want to die. I want to die. I cried again, then noticed someone was standing nearby. It's the girl. The girl whom I met when I came to Hinamizawa. The Irie Institute was first opened. I met this girl at the shrine when I declared war on God. This girl is the god of this place. God looked at me and sneered rather than sympathizing.
Are you still trying to take God's place? You still deny that you're human, child of man?
Long time no see. Lost. Huh. I lost this game. This is what I get for challenging God, I guess.
Child of man. Are you still after the position of a god? You still willing to endure for the sake of opposing the divine?
No way. A god's place really is impossible.
Child of man. Listen well. will show you the way to godhood. The gun in your right hand. End your life. Position of a god requires no flesh. Don't expect people to recognize your existence.
What?
It was getting a bit crunchy.
Being a god is lonesome. You foolish child of man wanted to become one. Is that still what you desire?
Telling me to shoot myself with this. That's it. Something that simple would make me a god. Something that simple would make me a god. That's so simple. Then what is this? What is this? What have I been doing all this time?
Shouldered the sins of many others. Purified all their sins by sacrificing yourself. Your courage will be praised and you'll be allowed to take a seat among the gods.
What's that? Telling me to be their scapegoat. To take responsibility for all of them and then die? Fuck you. Fuck you. I refuse. I absolutely fucking refuse.
Why don't you want that? To attain peace in the human world, there must always be one sacrifice for one sin. Isn't that the truth of the human world? Isn't that the method for purifying sin? Didn't you want to sacrifice one girl for the future you desired?
What are you talking about? You don't understand anything you're saying.
Don't, because you are a human. Don't even know how stupid you were to even want to become a god.
Do! I don't want to die for other people to become a god. No way. I don't want to become a god at all. I am fine with being human. Just wanted someone to forgive me for being that way. That's all. But why is this happening?
And how will you purify this stain? How will you pay the price?
Why? Why does someone have to take the blame? All pushing responsibility onto other people. They maneuver this way and that just so they don't have to dirty their own goddamn hands. Is that just what happens in the human world? Oh, that's not. Because when my parents and grandpa were alive, things like that didn't happen. We're all happy. Nobody blamed anyone else. Did I fall out of that world? Why am I wandering around in the mountains alone in the rain? Me. This is the punishment for my sins, isn't it? Isn't it? Knew it. Had noticed it. Made a huge mistake. I didn't want to admit it. When it was too late, I regretted it for the first time. So this is my punishment. My sins. Oh.
Human world will want you to purify your sins. You'll be purified when you sacrifice yourself. That's the way of the human world. However, I'm not a human. I am a being above man. A being which fills in the missing gaps in harmony. A being that forgives human sin. Man cannot forgive the sins of man. I am the one who forgives the sins of the children of men. I forgive you. Demanding a sacrifice be paid for sins isn't the way of the human world. It's the way of demons. This is not the world of man. This is a world of demons, created by man, and the demons manifesting them. Humans cannot end that way of their world. So I became a god to grant that end. It was over 1,000 years of pain. I wanted to come down from this place. Desired a world where God doesn't need to make peace. Finally, after 1,000 years' time, I have found that fragment. Child of man, I will forgive your sins in my name. Kneel and repent. Ask for forgiveness, and you shall receive it. God will forgive you. God will forgive your human sins. God in the form of a little girl walked up to me and reached out. As I knelt and looked down, touched my head.
Hanyu! Hanyu! Where are you? Hanyu-chan! Answer if you can hear us!
I heard voices in the distance. Then I saw a girl standing in front of me. She's one of Mion's club members, my most hated enemies. Shit. She's found me. Rain had already ceased. I decided to come out of the hollow tree. After the rain had grown so humid, I was starting to sweat all over. Soaked in wet mud and rain. I feel filthy. I've been bitten by mosquitoes and my body is itching all over. This is why I hate the mountains. Don't say a word. Pointed the gun at her. The girl just looked at me calmly as if she didn't see it. At the very least, she did follow my order. What should I do? Should I take her as my hostage? I only have one bullet. How long can I keep running for?
Hanyu! Where are you? Damn, she really is lost.
There she is! Hanyu-san! Hanyu, where have you...
Really am lucky to the end. Maybe you could call this luck. Maybe you could call this a kind of luck. At the end of it all, I managed to get some vengeance.
Oh!
You know what this is?
Oh.
It's a gun.
It's a gun!
Don't you dare move. Tables have turned now.
Hey, wait, oh.
Minimizing on bits, we're powering through this.
Please.
Damn it. Why now?
Leon-chan, you don't want anyone else to get shot. Step forward. Oh, don't do it, Michan! Leon stepped forward quietly. She certainly has a lot of courage. No wonder she's their leader. Thanks to you, I've been ruined. Some scary men on the mountain want me dead. They won't forgive me. I can't just go out like that. At the very least, I want some revenge.
Huh. I only have one bullet in that gun.
That's right. That one bullet could kill me on Shan, couldn't it?
Takano! Going to shoot her?
Move. Ugh. I really might just fire this gun. Any of you move. Stay behind me. Oh, courageous. What kind of spirit of self-sacrifice? Be shot yourself than letting your friends be shot. Well, not that easy to kill someone with just one shot. Of course, it depends on where you hit, though. Surprised. Can you be so brave? You want me to shoot you for all the others? You know, if you think that I'll hesitate to shoot you because they'll rush over here once they hear it, you're sadly mistaken. Go ahead. Shoot me. After you do, my friends will rip you to pieces. Let them try. They say you dig 2 holes when you curse another. Going alongside the great commander made Okanogi surrender wouldn't be so bad. Go ahead and shoot me. Make sure that it's me you hit. If you shoot anyone else, I'll put you through hell. Oh my, I'm shaking.
No, don't, Michan! Okano-san is serious. She really will shoot you. Someone will have to buy some time. Someone from the Bloodhounds will come by for sure.
I'm sure they will. But I'll shoot before I lose my chance. Let's see, where should I hit her? Not good at this, so forgive me if not being able to aim that well.
You aren't serious, are you?
Don't anyone move. I'm the leader of this club. I can protect you all. I'll be satisfied with that. Don't make it. Set up a shrine inside of my locker and pray for me there. I'll be taking over my position, Kei-chan. Help him out, okay? Leon is prepared to die. I'm already cornered. Don't accept any words of negotiation. Leon understands that. She doesn't want anyone else to be killed. That was why she chose to be a shield for her friends in the first place. It was an easy decision to make for her. Because none of her friends would end up getting hurt. Oh, no, none of them, none of them! If she ends up just getting injured, it'll be a stroke of luck as far as she's concerned. Even if she doesn't make it. She thinks that's far better than seeing any of her friends die. That's why talking
That's why Takano will shoot. Even though she understands Mion's noble intentions painfully well, it's too visceral for her to accept, so she'll shoot.
I will pull the trigger. All the absurdities of the human world riding on that bullet. I will shoot her. All play games often, right? Simple games. Have you ever played Old Maid? No. Play Old Bachelor, though. Use the same rules. Human world is just like a game of Old Maid. Everyone's trying to foist the Old Maid onto someone else. It's a game that seeks to determine not a winner but a single loser. Sacrifice. You see, I picked the Joker. There's nobody else to pass the card to. That's why I'll shoot you. It's my revenge. Think for this irrational world of man, isn't it? I'm preparing myself to shoot. There's no hesitation left in me. We'll shoot her. I'm serious. Do it! Leon closed her eyes and opened her arms to try and shield her friends as much as she could. That was when Hanyu stepped forward and placed herself in front of Mion. Hanyu! Get back!
Leave Mion. I've witnessed your courage. It's more than enough. The Joker can't be passed to anyone else in this human world. It's my job to accept it.
You. What are you?
Wake up. Had a lot of fun in this world. Thank you for letting me join the club. It was so much more fun to be in it than just to watch. So thank you. I enjoyed myself. I was so happy spending time with all of you.
At the moment, Hanyu glared at me adamantly.
Now, shoot me. Child of man. With that sin you must foist onto another. I will accept it.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Die! I just have thought I was joking. Bluffing. Think. We actually shoot. There's a noise like something exploding. A world where time became as sticky as syrup. I saw it happen. Silver bullet being an invisible wall in front of Hanyu. As the wall was protecting her. The bullet wanted to pierce Hanyu's chest, but it couldn't reach its goal. A bead of sweat formed on Hanyu's forehead. She had stopped the bullet with an invisible force.
Hanyu! I'm okay. I can do this. Even in human form.
Silver bullet was being pushed back.
Akino was startled by this otherworldly phenomenon, and she spoke one phrase.
You monster! Silver bullet pushed through that invisible wall. It was no longer a wall at all. There was no wall to protect Hanya from the bullet. Bullet approached Hanyu's chest. Somebody let out a silent scream. Nobody could stop it. Nobody could stop that bullet. World of frozen time. Nobody could stop the bullet that was stopped just inches in front of Hanyu's chest. Hanyu's friends had seen this scene before. Moment of checkmate. No matter how much they screamed, there was no way to avoid this tragedy. Knew that from the memories. You will die for sure. Think about the good old times as much as you want. When you're finished doing that, the bullet will pierce your chest. You're gonna drown in your own blood.
Unless I was prepared to do so, wouldn't be here!
You thought that this would take care of everything. He wasn't supposed to exist in the first place. He would leave the stage and the rest of the cast would stay unharmed. This is how it's supposed to be. At that moment, something happened to surprise even Hanyu. In a world of frozen time, in which nobody could move, Rika reached out and put her hands on the bullet that was stopped in midair. How could she move? Even Hanyu couldn't move. Why? Why could a mere human like Rika grab that bullet?
Don't be so surprised. I've already learned about that. I've learned about how to make a miracle happen. A lot of amazing things happened today. None of them were worthy of being called a miracle. We all believed in each other. It was supposed to happen. Therefore, I will perform a real miracle in this very last moment. I am the reincarnation of Higurashi-sama after all. Let me make a miracle happen at the very end. Ka of the frozen bullet gently, very gently, then held it, embraced it lovingly, hands at her chest. In that world where not even Hanyu could move. Now I realize that neither Takano nor Hanyu listen when other people talk. Didn't you hear what Mion said? Don't play old maid. Play old bachelor instead. Takano laughed and said they were basically the same game, but they're totally different. An old maid, a single joker, unharmonized element added. A full harmonized set of cards, and people try to foist it onto another. An old bachelor. One card is removed from that harmonized world. And everyone foists the unharmonized fragments on each other. It's different than having a joker. Because everything would be in harmony if there wasn't something missing. Players try to get rid of something in both games. What they try to get rid of is very different. In our game, loser is left with one last card too. Can understand how Takano thought they were the same thing. But they are different. Because in our game, the missing card was added back in. Would be no loser. Hanyu, missing card in this world where someone has to foist their sins onto another has joined the game. This game has no losers. You're still trying to take one card away? What a waste of a miracle. This world doesn't need a losing card. That is the answer I finally reached after a 1,000-year journey, trying to find a miracle. The answer has always been there. It was there in the very first game of Mion's club. I was always a loser because we were playing a game of cards with one missing. We could fill in for the missing card by believing each other and helping each other, then would complete a full deck of 52 cards. Complete world without a loser. Complete world where no one is left out. Nobody has to stay out of the circle. Nobody has to cry or be burdened with sins. World where everyone holds each other's hands and forgives each other's sins. When people live, there will be sin. What's important isn't to avoid sins, to forgive them. World can only become ugly and twisted when people try to stay pure. Let us accept our sins. Let us all forgive. That's the answer Rika Furude reached. Complete world. World free from the sins of the human world. One has to become a loser. Rika reached that as a human being. After an unbelievably long time, she finally reached it. Come home, Mother. Frozen time had begun to thaw. There was smoke coming from the muzzle of Takano's gun, so it was definitely fired. However, nobody got hit. Eiichi looked around fearfully to make sure nobody was bleeding. We're all fine. Nobody had been shot.
Yeah, you missed.
Serves you right.
Tension lifted in Mion's body as she began to sweat all over.
How? I miss at this distance.
The club members thought the same thing. It was a miracle that the bullet didn't hit anyone. Club members had all felt the same way. We're all thinking, if it's going to hit someone, let it hit me. However, Rika Furude wished for a miracle that was far beyond that. Rika wished for a miracle that was higher than self-sacrifice. She wished for a world where the bullet wouldn't hit anyone. She wished for a world where Takano wouldn't be hurt because she shot someone. Steps were rushing towards them. Takano tried to run, but she tripped over a root and the scrapbook in her hand scattered everywhere. She tried to gather up the papers. Members of the Bloodhounds surrounded her. The Bloodhounds pointed their guns her way, and some even poked her with them. Takano still didn't stop gathering up the papers. Some of the men stepped on the papers, and Takano tried to pull them out from under them. Tried to pull them out, begging them in tears not to step on her precious papers.
My mic's muted. Here we go. Here's your Takano. You are under arrest.
So, it's all my fault, isn't it? Oh.
club members, feeling bad for her, looked at the ground.
Stand up! Put your hands behind your back. Hey, don't resist now.
No, 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 no. I want to take my grandpa's scrapbook with me. No! No!
Takano just wanted to pick up the pages of her scrapbook. The bloodhounds, thinking that she was just resisting, pulled on her hair to try to make her stand up. Though this was her fate, it was too hard to watch her be treated this way. Then, a noble voice resounded among them.
Wait!
Radiating with divine light, a man appeared. All knew this man very well. They had never seen him look so determined.
I'm President Lieutenant Tomitake from the Research Division. I'll take it from here.
But sir! You've been ordered by headquarters to bring her back to Tokyo immediately.
Can't you tell? Just look at her! Look at all the scars. She's been scratching herself. She must have Hinamizawa syndrome.
There were lots of horrible scars on her wrists, arms, and neck. Takano had scratched herself throughout the day because of all the stress. There was no way for anyone to be certain if those marks were symptoms of the syndrome. When Tomitake said that, it certainly sounded true.
But the matron must have been given medication to prevent her from contracting the disease. There's no way she should have it.
Haven't you read the report? The inoculation isn't 100% effective. Read the report completely, you would know that these are symptoms of the terminal stage. The research division thinks that her treatment should take priority. So if the incident was truly her will, or if she became delusional due to the syndrome, it's going to take advantage of that situation. To be very, very certain. It'll be impossible to resolve this matter. Was it her fault? Or was it the fault of the disease? It's about to determine that right now. Make sure she has the right to receive treatment. She is obligated to let herself be treated.
Hiro-san.
Take her to the Erie Institute that she can be examined immediately. Notify Lieutenant Colonel Erie so that he can prepare to treat the Major. However, from here on, the Major will be placed under strict observation and all activities will be restricted. The particular order should come from the command through Colonel Oka, Director of Investigations.
Bloodhounds conveyed all this information over the radio. Nobody had any objections. Job was to arrest her, after all. The interrogations or investigations after that were the job of investigations. If those were the orders for investigations, then that was that. Take walked over to the muddy figure of Takano.
Hiro-san. Hiro-san. Hiro-san.
Takano buried her face in Tomitake's chest and cried. Only Tomitake and Takano knew the meaning of those tears. Rich.
Oh, sorry for being late. I'm here for you.
Hiro-san. Hiro-san.
You're not as bad as you think you are. You can start over. You can start your life over as Miyoko Tanashi.
I can't. I can't. I've committed too many sins. I shouldn't be allowed to start over. I should be dead. Twice the weight of my sins.
Well, that's true. Your sins may not be so light. But don't worry. I'll be with you. We can atone together. Let's atone for Mio Takano's sins. Let's bring back Miyoko Tanashi together. Until then, I'll be right here with you.
And I continue to live. Can I live? Everyone tells me that if I die, things will work out. But can I still live? Are you saying I'm allowed to live? Can I be forgiven?
I'm yawning. The world may not forgive you. But so what? I'll forgive you. So let's live. Death can't atone for sins. You must live. Ask the world to forgive you. And then start your life over. Then you will remember. Remember what kind of person you used to be. And what kind of smile you used to have.
After a while, Takano was taken to the Irie Institute in handcuffs. She was, however, handcuffed with her hands in front of her. She was holding the scrapbook. Ataki had cleaned the mud off of it. Downpour from the early afternoon had passed. Cicadas began singing, reminding everything that this was a normal June in Hinamizawa. It was so hot, despite being June. The sky was brilliantly clear. Someone asked someone else the time. Looked at her watch. It was 3 p.m. Watanagashi Festival would be starting at 5. It was almost time. Even from there, the Furude Shrine could be seen. There were red lanterns hanging all over. As the sun went down, those lanterns would be lit. It was almost time for the Watanagashi Festival. With that, everything would end. The Higurashi cry. The game that stretched across different worlds had ended. What the winner obtained after their victory was that game ended without a loser. Anya was prepared to leave after the game was over. She was still there. She was allowed to be there. In other words, she wasn't the card that was taken away. The card that was taken to play their game of Old Bachelor was no longer there. The breeze rustled Hanyu's sweaty, messed up hair. He was dumbfounded. Go went over and stood next to her. She didn't need to say anything. She only smiled at Hanyu. That girl had pretended to be a bystander, but decided to step onto the stage. And then she thought that was enough, and she tried to step off of it. Those memories of her bright time on stage. She tried to step off. Someone grabbed her sleeve and stopped her. She was told that she could stay. She realized she was still on the stage, and she didn't have to leave after all. There was a spot for her on the stage. She was no longer a bystander. And that was an unbelievable miracle. It didn't even exist in the script. Nobody needed her to be there. The miracle had allowed her to stay. You suffered so much during your journey. This miracle isn't even enough to repay you for what you've gone through. Nipa?
This is more than enough. This miracle is more than enough.
Yuka smiled at Hanyu one more time and passed her what was in her right hand. You felt something cold and hard. What was it? Slowly opened her hand and looked at it. It was the bullet Takano had fired. This was the proof of their miracle.
It was the proof that Hanyu could exist there. It was the proof that they could be together forever and ever.
It'll be dark soon. It's time for the festival. Oh.
We'll have so much fun together.
You can't just watch us anymore.
Sure, there will be plenty of punishments to torment the poor newcomer.
We have to just watch the Watanagashi festival, huh?
Hey, 'cause you don't watch a festival. You enjoy it. They testing the speakers? It was still bright outside, but there was music playing already. Cheap, dubbed BGM collection of festival music could be heard from the Furude shrine in the distance. It sounded so exciting to her. This was what she had wanted to join in on all this time. Rika held her hand. Let's go together. Let's go to the Watanagashi festival. All of us. Together. Yeah. He had almost too much energy left. It'd been a long day and many things had happened, but they still had the energy to go to the festival. It was, after all, the special day of Watanagashi. The curse of Oyashiro-sama had been lifted.
Yo, I'm sorry to interrupt this, but you're crunching like.
Oh no, it got fixed. It got fixed.
It got fixed. Just continue.
Go.
No tragedy would ever occur again. It was the first peaceful Watanagashi. First one without a tragedy since the dam conflict. Villagers had noticed that the phone lines were disconnected during the day, but it was fixed so quickly that they didn't pay much attention. They heard the self-defense force helicopter near the mountains, but rumor had it they came to the wrong place for their training. Elderly villagers laughed and said that the young men of the nation, National Defense Force, needed to pay more attention. People say the Special Defense Force even came to the Irie clinic. Villagers didn't even get suspicious about that. They assumed that the Irie clinic had started doing physical checkups for the SDF. There were pieces of broken glass on the ground side near the village border as if there was an accident. People wondered how anyone could have had an accident when there was no obstruction on the road. The elderly people said to each other that they always had to drive carefully, even on a familiar road. It looked only like a trace of a normal accident. They didn't get suspicious. The rest was a ghost story. Villagers heard an extra firework to signal the festival's taking place. Wasn't an echo. People in charge of the fireworks were puzzled. When Rika said Oyashiro-sama must have shot the extra firework, the villagers simply believed that was true. It was the night of Watanagashi, biggest festival of the year. Villagers forgot their worries and enjoyed themselves. Club members were doing great as usual. We're doing so great. We're all taken to the main tent, yelled at by the mayor.
Con, do you want me to take over for a little bit so you can kind of...
I'm good.
I think you need a little bit.
No, let her do it. Let her do it.
Okay.
Gosh, man, let her do it.
10 out of 10.
Go ahead.
I already read the line.
Oh.
It was a normal Watanagashi night for the villagers. There was one thing that was very different. Worlds fought for an unimaginably long time in many worlds for the sake of this night. However, nobody would ever know that. There was another big change too. Kafurude said she wants to go to a pool in the summer. It's unusual for her to say she wants to do something. She wants to see the stars. Wants to go on a camping trip. She wants to look at the sunflowers. She wants to make the school into a haunted house, etc. So many things she wants to do over the summer break. Kafurude, for the first time, is making plans for after June 1983. Because this is the first summer break she's going to experience after 100 years of repeating the same life. She will now experience an all-new summer vacation. Who would stop her from getting excited about that? Kafurude is looking forward to waking up before Satoko to rip the page off the calendar at the end of June. Kafurude's infinite future has begun. Her infinite possibilities. She can only make one choice. That's why it's a great world. Let's talk for a moment about the people who fought with Rika Furude. Mion Sonozaki has vowed to study hard so she can continue her education after the summer break. According to Keiichi, even that may not be enough time for her. However, how can the legendary club leader, Mion Sonozaki, fail an entrance exam? She will more than likely find a way to get into the school she wants to go to. Hopefully it isn't an illegal one. Anyhow, she's looking forward to enjoying her final summer break, so she has tons of plans. Club members can't get away from Mion even during the summer. If you're involved with her, she'll always find a way to get at you. No matter how much you want to be alone, she'll never go back to spending a boring summer by yourself. Ichi Maibara has been asked by Mion and Chie-sensei to be their next class president. He's also asked to be the next club leader too. He declined immediately. Ichi likes the club because Mion runs it. Continued saying that it's Mion's club until she got mad. Ichi can't understand why she's so angry. Well, Ichi wouldn't be Keiichi if he wasn't dense. Things are rather lively around him again today. Good name continues to spread, even in Okinomiya. Ryugu is growing more energetic every day too. Satoko, Rika, and Hanyu spend every day in fear of being abducted by her. Still, she's been acting more mature lately. She takes care of her younger classmates, and she's almost like a mother figure to the class. She's like a mother to all of the club members, too. After hearing that, Keiji said he'd be the father for the class. As usual, Rena thought about that too much and blushed. Satoko Hojo is as lively as ever. Used up most of her traps on the mountain during the battle with the mounted dogs, so she's setting up new ones for the next event. Rumor has it some members of the Bloodhounds were so impressed with her trap techniques. They asked her for some lessons.
supposed to be a training area near Mount Fuji, and they asked her to set up her traps there. It's not a very good idea. Sea of Trees really will become a forest of no return. Either way, Satoko keeps saying how she wants to fight against the Bloodhounds next. She's invincible. Also, she's become a great cook. That's because Hanyu has been teaching her. According to Hanyu, Satoko is a quick learner as compared to Rika. Satoko's dream is to master fried chicken, which is her brother's favorite, and welcome him home with it. I'm the only one who knows this. Her dream may come true very soon. For her brother, Toshihojo has yet to return home. Condition is unchanged. If there's been any change, it's in Shion Sonozaki. Goes to the clinic on her days off. Nobody knows why she goes there, but she seems to be very happy, so nobody pays much attention to it. Shion has teased Shion by saying that maybe she's planning on getting implants, but Shion just smiles. So for whatever reason, she's been visiting her relatives' clothes shops and buying up all kinds of men's clothing. At least she's even started buying more than just men's clothing, but why is she so excited when she visits the clinic with a maid outfit that's not in her size? Truth is shrouded in mystery. The biggest change is probably that Shion babies Satoko nowadays. Tries to make Satoko call her Nene, which only annoys Satoko. Kosuke Irie has 2 jobs now. On one hand, he's a respected doctor, and on the other hand, he's an evangelist for maids. The clinic was supposed to be closed. The villagers pleaded with the authorities not to shut it down. Irie isn't originally from the village, and everyone else felt that he's one of the villagers now. An indispensable part of village life. The conservative attitude towards Hinamizawa syndrome is gone. Now it's being researched very proactively. Syndrome is being researched so passionately. Hopefully in the near future, all the victims of the disease will be freed for good. Also, later on, Irie will publish an advanced article about the influence of the brain on the human behavior, which will surprise people in the medical world. Won't go into details here, but it'll talk about how one should hate the sins instead of the sinner. Disease, Hifumi Takano, and Mio Takano's names will be mentioned in that article. Hirotome Take still visits Hinamizawa every season. Still known as the fighting, traveling photographer, and he continues to walk around the village looking for good picture spots. However, he isn't seen in the village as much as before. Bicycle is always parked around the back of the clinic. Maybe he spends a lot of time there. Some villagers say maybe he's sick and being treated, but his bright smile proves things are wrong. Mio Takano hasn't been seen since that day. Nobody knows where she's gone. Obviously, Tomitaka isn't worried, so she must be doing fine. She'll probably show up one day out of nowhere and start telling ghost stories to scare some kids. As for Mamoru Akasaka, what happened to him was pretty funny. His wife and daughter followed him in secret. Pretended to run into him at the festival.
No!
Rika called him Papa, so things grew complicated all of a sudden.
No!
Akasaka's wife smiled, but she choked his neck with her braided hair. Arms were folded, but her braided and moved like a tail. Squeeze. Tortured a man who destroyed a special forces unit without even using a weapon.
Could continue to tease him, making the situation even worse. However, Akasaka's family liked Hinamizawa, and they said they wanted to come back. Akasaka's daughter and Riko grew so close that they seemed like sisters. Rado Oishi has gotten back into playing mahjong. Whatever reason, Akane Sonozaki has joined the table too, and there's rumors a riot squad almost got dispatched to the mahjong parlor one time. Colleagues say Oishi's calmed down quite a bit. It's probably because he's reached closure within himself. His colleagues know nothing about that. Planning to move to Hokkaido when he retires, but he wants to come back every summer. Bright's second life is waiting for him. Atsuyoshi Kasai hasn't changed much compared to the others. Some people, this was a life-changing event. For Kasai, it was just another episode added to his tales of heroics. According to Kasai, this incident was just a little bigger than usual. If this was just a little unusual, then what in the world would he be needed to impress him? Yon insists that he will tell her, but Kasai only tells her that's a secret. Also, he regretted exposing that part of his past. Yon keeps begging him to tell her all about it, but he simply ignores her. Let me talk about myself too. I, Hanyu, am doing great in my new life as Hanyu Furude. I'm finally getting better at playing games. Now I'm taking the role of the club's dark horse, a position formerly reserved for Keiichi Maibara. I have a bad habit of believing everything I hear, so Mion and the others always tell me some strange things. Thanks to that, I'm getting tougher, to put it in a good way. Shrewd, to put it in a bad one. Then, I need to. Otherwise I wouldn't survive in this club. I'm going to continue to learn a lot of stuff for these club activities so I can live in this human world. Monday, June 19th, 1983. Night falls on my longest day of the past 1,000 years. Club members are having a blast. A lot of people are here. Stall vendors are still doing business. Speakers are blaring rough yet exciting festival music. I've known all of these. How wonderful it is to actually feel and hear them in person. I thought I knew. I thought I knew because I've been following and watching them. That was completely different. I knew of it. This is the first time I've actually experienced it. I had a takoyaki eating contest. There was no octopus in it, but it was still very tasty. I had a shaved ice eating contest. I would have enjoyed the shaved ice if I'd eaten it more slowly. Bought a candied apple for the first time. Everyone took a bite from it. It was tasty. It was fun. Play a shooting game. Didn't know how difficult it would be to shoot a target. It was fun too. Also, we played a shady lottery game. It was one of those things where you pulled a string and got a prize. Nobody got a good prize. All complained about it to the vendor. That too was just so much fun. It was time for the dedication dance. Of course, we go there early. We commandeered the best seats.
snuck out and stood where I was told to. See better than the other club members. This was the spot where the object of worship sat. This was where I was supposed to be during the ritual dance. No, this was where I thought I had to be. Seeing a dance from that spot wasn't fun. Therefore, I returned to where I was. Sat with everyone else. They saved me a spot. Everyone rubbed my head while asking me where I went. Apologized by saying, I'll... Made me very happy. Watched the performance in the crowd of people. It was the best dance I've witnessed in the past 1,000 years. Couldn't keep either my happiness or my tears from flowing out. After the dance was over, a handful of cotton was passed around to all the villagers. Let the cotton absorb all the filth and sins of the past year and washed it down the stream. Cotton is cotton. Obviously, it's not human. We use cotton instead of a human so that nobody is sad. In other words, this is the way to purify sins without making anyone suffer. Here you are. This is for you, Hanyu-chan. Do you know how to do it? Yes, do. Go like this. Drift it down the stream, right? Hello?
The girl who gave me the cotton took the letter I from her name during last year's Watanagashi and washed it down the stream. Doing so, she was freed from her suffering and began a new life. Drifted our sins down the stream. It's not the same as pushing our sins on the cotton. Instead, we wash away our own sins and forgive ourselves. Forgive each other. Help each other. And that's how we create our own story. Put my cotton in the stream gently. Cotton went down the stream. Into the world, my sins are cleansed. I let my bare feet soak in the clear stream. As I watched the long, long line of cotton flowing down the stream in the dark, surrounded by people sending their cotton flowing down the wondrous stream. This is a complete world where all the fragments were put together. This is an ideal world. What else is there? What else do you need? You Furude still wants more. Because it can be even happier than this. We can be even happier if we wish to be. Not a long time from now. In the near future. When is it? I told you it's in the near future. We'll be happy then too. See?
Okay, everyone, silent! Silent! Shut up! There's a text scroll!
They finally
There's a
got
text scroll.
their
There's a text
happy
scroll, guys. There's a text
ending.
scroll.
There's a text
But
scroll.
literally, there's a text scroll.
Everyone is entitled to happiness. Difficult part is accepting that. Everyone is entitled to happiness. Difficult part is fulfilling that. Too, I'm entitled to happiness. Difficult part is finding a compromise. So from now on, I'm going to live a much happier life. I'm not going to compromise with just this. Achieve all the happiness we missed. 100 years worth for me. 1,000 years worth for you.
Frederica Berncastle. Oh, fuck music, no! That being said, we aren't quite done yet, actually, because there's still the tip. You know,
I thought that was the tip.
Nope.
Here we go.
The Forbidden
Treasure.
Okay.
Nigari no Ryuo. It's the most valuable asset of the Furude Shrine that's kept in the ritual storehouse. In ancient times, this place was a chaotic world of both humans and demons. Precious sword defeated the demon god. However, nobody has seen it for 1,000 years. According to the legend, it's sealed in a statue dedicated to Oyashiro-sama in the ritual storehouse. Because of its structure, as long as the belief in Oyashiro-sama continues, it will remain a forbidden tool forever sealed away. Also, it is only mentioned in the forbidden scrolls of the Furude Shrine. Therefore, only a handful of the Furude family heads have ever known about its existence. According to several of these forbidden scrolls, the sword is shaped like a willow branch. There's some ink paintings of the sword, made by a few Furude heads, but none of them match that description. It means they drew those pictures from their imagination. Legend says there was a girl named Oka who received a divine message that commanded her to defeat the demon god. However, neither the sword of humans or demons could conquer the demon god. It would require a blade that was neither a human sword nor a demon sword. Only a sword that mixes human and demon qualities could defeat the demon god. It has been said repeatedly that the ancestors of Hinamizawa are half demon and half human. Oka Furude, dates unknown, is said to be the first person whose blood was mixed in that way. This description's what that's based. Heaven gave Oka a precious sword.
Turn the audio down a little bit because I can't actually hear you that well.
Precious sword was shaped like a willow branch. Its tip split 3 ways, symbolized heaven, earth, and people in unity. Also symbolizes the harmony between heaven, demons, and humans. Oka headed to the swamp where the demon god hid and defeated him with his treasured sword. This forbidden scroll describes how she defeated the demon god differently. Some say she disciplined him, some say he ran away, some say he surrendered. What happened to the demon god afterward is unclear too. Oldest scroll says the precious sword destroyed the demon god's horn. Other books don't mention that. The precious sword that defeated the demon was then enshrined and was named Onigari no Ryuo. Oka sealed this precious sword in the deepest place of the shrine to hide its existence forever. Even if it was created to slay the demon god, the sword didn't belong in this world anymore and shouldn't exist on the face of the earth. Some said that was why it was removed from the human world. Some said Oka was the daughter of the demon god and that she wanted to banish the sword that killed her mother. The ancient cult of Oyashiro-sama suggested Oyashiro-sama was this demon god. Source of chaos, source of all that was evil, and the source of all friction. Prevent the demon god from returning to the human world through worship and comfort is the root of that ancient cult. This may be a type of cult devoted to an evil god. The idea that it's not worship or protection but to stave off a curse links slightly to the modern worship of Oyashiro-sama. It seems slightly distant from the modern worship that asks for Oyashiro-sama's blessings and sees them as a god of marriage and good relationships. It fosters the argument that humans are good by nature, saying that all discord is the work of Oyashiro-sama, as there are no demons in the world of man. After that, the legend continues on to what we know today, harmony of humans and demons. In this era, all the scrolls on the origin of the belief of Oyashiro-sama, and the scrolls of the matriarch of the Furude family,
been sealed due to being forbidden. That happened probably because the new image of Oyashiro-sama, that of a loving and affectionate god, the ancient image of Oyashiro-sama, the source of all evil, didn't match. It became too difficult to explain the faith's doctrine. Also, one believes the Forbidden Scrolls, the Furude family was descended from one who killed her own mother. That would mean their blood is cursed. If all of that is true, then today's faith is very different from the one that was started by the matriarch. One of the leaders of the Furude family from hundreds of years ago wrote this. Onigari no Ryo, legendary precious sword, the symbol of both the Furude family and the sins of the human world. It was an era where people pushed the source of their evil onto others, and could only purify their sins by killing one another. The matriarch took in the root of all evil herself, and let her children murder her. That was how this place was freed from the chaos. 1. Matriarch usually means Oka Furude, but sometimes it means her mother. The notion that the matriarch was the demon god was a taboo among the Furude family. However, some leaders interpret it that way. The Furude family, or when the world of man commits the foolish act of seeking to blame others and tries to return to the world of the demons. That is when faith will disappear, and the statue's head will shatter. That's when the Onigari no Ryo will appear to us. Second Coming will once again revive the memory of the Furude family's forgotten sins. The demon god a fictional legend? Someone who actually existed. In some rare cases, babies were born with horns and they were called children of the demon god. Descendants of the Furude family who will read this. Myths passed down by our Forbidden Scrolls are numerous and their content vastly differs. Don't get caught up in the smoke. No matter how different all of these scrolls are, is one thing they all want to convey. Search the heart of Uka Oka Furude, one who sealed the Onigari no Ryo forever. That is the fate that all the Furude family leaders must understand.
Okay.
I guess that's a cliffhanger.
Ryukishi
No, it's
really
not.
just went, did I just catch you having fun? And just bitch slapped all
I
of
think
us.
cliffhanger. There's another trip.
Oh my
What?
god.
This one is significantly shorter. Oh, never mind it. Oh,
Wait, what?
huh?
Is that it?
What?
Is it over?
No. Okay, look, I was.
What?
So no, wait, like fucking straight up. There's an additional one called Hanya's Reflections on Her Past, in the fucking on the wiki.
I think this goes in the console arc territory because they expand with this information. But this
Yeah.
really feels
wait.
What?
This is something they fucking injected into the middle of the fucking story. Remember when they were like, Hanyu is a god and whatever, and like it's her talking to her kids or something when she's like a weird like parent horn deity person monster has to sacrifice herself. Flags from kids meals. She needs to be rescued too.
Is this it?
Right, story's not over!
Alright,
Everyone
so
shut
yeah,
the fuck
here.
up.
Alright, we now
Are you
return
done?
to okay, so here, hold on a second, I gotta do some fucking nope, no voice stuff. Music on. Too loud.
Okay.
Sound effect up, text speed back to normal. Text block paste. Okay, cool. We're back. I'm assuming this is Miyoko.
Going outside to play.
A girl's cheerful voice echoed throughout the house. It was a tenement house, so the walls were thin. Of course, her yell carried throughout the neighbors, but since it was a child's voice, nobody complained.
Miyoko, we're thinking about going to the mall.
Her father's voice didn't reach the girl, because all she was thinking about was making a new secret base with her friends in the field. Her father knew the girl had been looking forward to going to the mall, and that if they went without her, she would be upset. He also knew that the girl liked collecting flags from the kids' meals at the restaurant there. While more would bring her collection to 20 flags. The girl was making a wish on those flags. Say that she collected 20 of them, she'd become happy. Oh well. He supposed he'd bring a flag home as a souvenir. It wouldn't be a big deal. He asked the waitress she'd bring one for him. On that day, due to an accident, the trains were running behind schedule. To make up the time lost, drivers were braking a little too late, and accelerating a bit too soon. It was rather unsafe. The Tanashi family didn't own a car. They always used the train to go to the mall. As the girl skipped her way to her friend's house, an unfamiliar woman stopped her. Obviously, she wasn't from around here. Ties between the neighbors were very tight around there. The girl knew everyone's face. But there was a stranger who was either a new mailman or someone who's lost. The woman said to the girl,
"You want to live? Or do you want to die?"
Any person would think the woman was crazy asking something like that. But the girl was too innocent to think that way. She answered immediately.
I want to live.
Okay. Then go. Friend isn't home, but go on.
He isn't home?
The girl couldn't figure out why this woman would know that. As the woman left, the girl stopped her. She was curious, although it was a little scary as to what response she'd get if she answered differently.
If I want to die, then what?
Get another flag from a kid's meal.
Huh? Hey, that's not fair. They're going without me. It's not fair.
The girl turned and tried to run back home.
Are you sure? You won't regret it?
The mysterious woman tried to confirm this.
Why would I regret it?
Won't tell you. Mean.
The girl thought this was some kind of riddle, so she pondered it for a while, but she couldn't figure it out. Then she clapped her hands as if she came to a conclusion.
It's okay then.
Why is it okay?
Because my parents will be with me.
The woman stepped aside. The girl bowed to her and ran home. She saw her parents locking the door to leave. The girl jumped on them and nagged to them that she wanted to go too. The girl was going to the mall with her family. The family headed to the train station, waited for a train to arrive, and got on it. The driver was feeling the pressure to make up for the delay, and the passengers could tell from the way she was driving. He was driving man. The girl noticed the unusual swaying of the train. She stood on her knees and looked out the window. Her mother told her to sit down because it was dangerous. The girl stuck her tongue out. Then, the train reached a very big and very sharp curve. The train tilted in that direction and all the people were shoved to the side. They all squished together and grumbled about it. Then, the train continued to... The girl and her parents came home under the sky full of stars with shopping bags in their hands.
Oh!
They unlocked the door, turned the lights on. Then the girl put her bags by the front door and ran into her room. She opened her desk drawer, took something out of her pocket and put it in. She closed the drawer once, but opened it again, and then spread her treasure on the tatami floor. They are the flags of many different countries that came with kids' meals. The Japanese flag, the American flag, the English flag. Which country was this for? One with 3 colors. Sum them up as she counted. She counted out loud. Then she danced around happily. For now, she had 20 of them. It took her so long to collect that many. It was hard work for this girl who was so proud of herself for reaching her goal. She worked so hard that there must be something good waiting for her. She made a wish to become happy if she collected 20 of them. Therefore, something wonderful must be waiting to happen. The girl waited excitedly. but soon realized it wasn't a magic lamp, so no genie would be jumping out. Maybe it wouldn't happen that night. Maybe it'd be tomorrow. The girl decided to wait patiently. She accomplished something as great as collecting 20 flags. Surely some wonderful happiness awaited. Surely some wonderful miracle awaited. Or perhaps it might be like a charm, keeping sad misfortunes at bay. The girl put her 20 flags back into the drawer. As she heard her mother tell her to brush her teeth and go to bed, she ran to the bathroom.
This is fine. Isn't it? It's okay to get a miracle in advance. What should I do next? There are plenty of fragments to play with. What? I want to try too. Fun. Makes you feel like God. World with Satoshi, or a world where the Sonozaki sisters didn't switch. Wonder what a world with Satoko's parents and Rika's parents alive and well would be like. Oh, how about this? Kasaka gets enticed to the enemy's side by Takano. Haha, that sounds interesting. Personally, I'm curious about a world where Takano is madly in love with Tomitake. It'll be fun to match Keiichi with different girls, too. Love drama very, very much. Let's see, what should I do next? We have so many fragments. Hey, you want some? What kind of world are you going to make?
Oh! The world of Higurashi, when they cry, will move on even without us. There are many dreams, possibilities, and miracles in that world. They are innumerable fragments, all intertwined with one another. I've shown you a small number of those fragments, up to you to play with the rest of them. The world of Higurashi, when they cry, is now in your hands. It's a big, wide world of fragments, and they are yours to manipulate. Your dreams, your possibilities, and your miracles are yours to discover. I thank you for joining me on this 4.5-year tale about this world. I thank all those who supported me during this 4.5-year long tale about this world. I think of all the characters who brought this 4.5-year tale about this world to life. I thank my family who have given me their understanding to this work. I thank my coworkers who spared no effort for the sake of this work. I thank my friends who supported me throughout the creation of this work. And while I am the same person who created this work, I thank the work itself for the unforgettable 4.5 years it's given me. I thank the fact that I've left behind a legacy of the past 4.5 years of work.
I'm gonna take over.
I thank all those people who sent me emails teaching me the joys of production. If I may leave you with one more piece, I thank you. I'll leave with the joy of making a production of your own. There's nothing to show for the 4.5 years I spent in college. I simply spent my days without achieving anything. I have no proof that I was even alive during that time. That the regret was for this was what drove me to make this work, and I think we can meet as friends. As I leave you with this message, I look forward to the day we meet, my friend. Ryukishi07.
Thanks, Ryukishi.
So,
Thank you.
Rika Thorncastle officially just said, "Fuck this! I do what I want."
Oh, is
Master Chief in Higurashi, let's go!
So basically, the idea is now that she has all the right set of fragments for Rika, she's just gonna mess around now or something.
Yeah, now that Rena has now that Rena's
I mean, Hanyu doesn't really have a purpose.
Rena?
Not Rena, Rika. Now that Rika has infinite time powers, she can just do whatever the fuck she wants.
Wait, she has infinite time powers now?
I mean, yeah, she showed up in the Takano fragment. I was like, hey, maybe go hang out with your parents.